That is our new intro. Shout out to the one and only Sai D Mun. Guys, how we doing on this beautiful Sunday, Chad? How are we doing? I hope everyone's having a nice morning, day, or night, wherever you guys are. We got the one and only Brinks. We got the one and only Wong Woki. We got Mr. Brandon. We got Simon. We got Vincent. We got Eric. We got Michelangelo. Let's go. Sazo. We got Elsa. We got Elle. Chat, make yourself known. Cuneo, how are we doing? Middle name David. Okay, see, so he is Sai D Mun. Sai D Mun. Chat, how are we doing? Comment down below how are we feeling today, chat. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys feel optimistic, full of hope and joy. I hope you guys aren't dealing with any fear or anxiety. Hope everything's doing good. I got home from mass maybe like an hour ago. I feel great. Every Sunday is just like washing with the blood of Jesus. Just at mass, we're doing our prayers, the Nicene Creed, Our Fathers, Hail Marys. It's just wonderful. I look forward to mass. My headphones are dying. I look forward to mass every single Sunday. It is so refreshing. It's just invigorating. Fills me with love and life. So I feel great. And I was saying this last week. It's just like when you go through the week, go through the weekdays and, you know, making mistakes, being angry, being negative, being rude, you know, being sinful, you know, like being like the sinful creatures we are. We're just covered in all of our dirt and all of our mud. But then when we go to mass, it's just a nice, amazing, warm, hot, steaming shower with some very beautiful smelling body scrub. It's just washing it all away. It's so refreshing. And like, I love how it lands on the beginning of the week, right? Sunday's like generally seen as the beginning of the week. I know some people say Monday, but I feel so relaxed. I feel so at peace. And I'm excited for the stream, guys. I'm excited. We tested this out last week, and apparently we didn't get in trouble, guys. We didn't get in trouble showing the pages on the screen. All right. So what we will be doing this week is we will indeed be going over the official translations. And you guys know that I've been saying for a very, very long time now, pretty much since I started my channel, that if you don't read the final translations, if you don't read the official translations, you are at a serious disadvantage. If you're trying to cook theories and, you know, predictions, and you're trying to have like the best takes, you need to be reading the officials, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, TCB and OP scans are going to miss something. 9 times out of 10, the actual official chapter is going to give us more content, more context behind the chapter and the story. So that's exactly what we're going to be going through today, guys. I'm glad to see you guys here. Chief Soma was good, bro. Damon was good, bro. Brink said I had to skip church, sadly, because my papa got in a wreck. Oh, man. Yo, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that, Brinks. We will be praying for your father. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. We'll be including your father in this prayer, all right? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure the Lord understands. I can't speak for the Lord, obviously, but, you know, I would hope that he would understand. I'm sure he will. But, hey, I'm glad that he's okay, and I'm glad to see you here, bro. Hey, Elsa, did you receive the GTX 5090? Is that what the card is? Did you receive that yet, Elsa? Let us know. Smokey was good, brother. He says, I think it's funny that Road calls Nami ultra rare. Okay, so he actually says that in the officials, because I'm pretty sure when we were reading the TCB, OP scans, whichever one, I think it was TCB, I don't know, he still said that. And I think that was hilarious. That was one of those things I laughed at when we reacted to the chapter originally. Like, he called her rare, ultra rare, or whatever. I thought that was hilarious. Vincent was good, King. I think he causes all of the Straw Hats ultra rare, or he calls all of the Straw Hats ultra rare. Okay, I thought it would have been funnier because, you know, Nami You know, the typical simping that we see from L, Pokemon Red, and Smokey. You know, the simp kings. Maybe a little bit of Eric Hernandez with the simpery. But guys, should we do a goal for the open mic? Should we have like a $50 goal? Maybe we could do a $50 goal on the stream elements. Should we do that, guys? Should we do that? Because if we hit the goal, then clearly people really want the open mic. And also, as I said a few days ago, I said this like a few times actually. Guys, be more confident, everybody. I want to see everyone in the voice chat. Guys, don't be insecure about your voice. Don't be insecure about your theories. How could you guys be insecure about your theories? We have people out here trying to say that no, Yamato's joining the crew. But you guys are going to be insecure about your theories. We still have people out here saying that Shanks is evil, along with Shamrock. But you guys are going to be insecure about your theories. So guys, I want to see some new faces. I want to hear some new voices. Trust me, nobody cares about what you sound like, bro. If you guys are insecure about your voice, bro, nobody cares. I promise you, legit, no one cares. As far as your theories go, trust me, I've seen worse. Hey, I know of a little someone.
L tipped $3.33.
L.
New agenda today.
No, please, no new agendas. Please, I'm so tired of the agendas, bro. Please, no. Like, have mercy. I have to deal with the Charlos agenda, Weevil agenda, Mr. 3 agenda. Then you guys started the Jabra agenda. Yo, there's too many agendas, L. You can't even keep track of your agendas. You can't even keep track. Thank you so much, L. God bless you, brother. Thank you for the 333. It's more like the language barrier. Yo, you guys are fine. If you guys are able to type in English, trust me, you'll be fine. I'm good at understanding what people are saying, especially if you guys have like some kind of Spanish, Hispanic kind of island accent. I'll understand, guys. Just no excuses. You guys should be brave enough. I want to see some new voices, some new faces. All right, I know I just went on this whole rant about understanding people in their native tongue. I have no clue what this guy's name is, but he says, not gonna lie, the Admiral agenda is the worst part of the One Piece community. Yeah, so I don't know what you mean by Admiral agenda, because some people could slander.
L tipped $3.33. Foxy agenda, check Discord.
Please, no. I already told you, L. The scariest 2 words I can hear from somebody is check Discord. Anytime someone says check Discord, it just, my heart sinks into the pit of my stomach, bro. Just the whole idea of check Discord is terrifying. What is this? Oh, Gengar and Alakazam? Ooh, bro. Oh, the Pokemon songs, the Pokemon themes, bro. This is that OG. Is this like red and blue? Dun, dun, dun. See, you youngins wouldn't know about that here classic. This here classic is Mozart. You youngins wouldn't understand. You youngins now listening to your Playgirl Cardi, your little Uzi Vert. You youngins don't know what real music is. Oh, man. Wait, the evil chat ready to jump L for roasting Queen Charla III. Yo, we got G, we got Jordan, we got Wizdro, we got Smokey, we got King J. Yo, who's Nami? Dun, 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 dun. Let's go. Wait, who's Queen Charla III?
Oh my god, bro.
That's the new agenda. That's the new agenda you were speaking of, L? Really? You know what, L? I retract my thank you for your super chat. I retract it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Hey, the song's heat though. Yo, chat, play this at my funeral, chat. Play this at my funeral. Come on, chat. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go. Okay, good meme, good meme, good meme. It's a good meme for the sake of the song. Bad meme for Evil's face after posting his Really? Really? You're gonna get me, dude, you're gonna get me nuked off YouTube. Evil's face after posting his anti-blank agenda clip. Wait, what's the clip? What's the clip? Remind me what the clip is. But why Foxy? Chat, do I look like Foxy? Be honest, chat. Do I look like Foxy? Be honest with me. I don't think there's a resemblance. Please. Please say no. Middle of a soccer game or something? Hey, you know what? W for him, bro. W for him. He got our Pirate King cosplay, our Pirate King agenda. Wow, what a great stream. L, oh no. What agenda does L have this time? Bro! Really, L? I wonder what it is. I put a lot of thought into it. What do you think? Censored? A nude Zoro. I know you. It's gonna fit right in with my collection. Yo, Smokey. Smokey just donated. What's gonna happen? Is Smokey gonna be jealous since he's Eddie's sugar poppy? What kind of figurine is that? A nude Zoro. Eddie, you can only have ones of me, not Zoro. But Eddie wants... Hey! How dare Evil cheat on his sugar daddy? Shout out to Jordan for the idea. Okay, Helmeppo is Blackbeard propagandist. Bro, is this Vincent? I think this is Vincent. I don't remember who Loki is. Donovan sent you for Kuina? I guess that makes sense because I'm Zoro. Right? Wait, not Kuina. Oh my... Bro. No, not Kuina. Oh bro, I meant Tashigi. I meant Tashigi. Wait, is Amuni Sengoku? Is that what just popped up? Pokemon Red for Garp. Amuni for Sengoku. King J for Marco. G for Vista. I don't even know these guys' names, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, I don't even know. Who is this guy in the middle? I don't even know who this is. Jordan for Kizaru. Lucas for Aokiji. Or die. Saint Eddie Charlos, Zoro Blazer, Morley Thighs, L is the GOAT. Yeah, right. Bro, okay, so this is a declaration of war, guys. This is a declaration of war. I was hoping to have L on our side. Or I'm sorry, not L, Simon. I was hoping to have Simon on our side. Because it was originally L versus Smokey. Then L threw me under the bus, so I had to go on Smokey's side. So it became L versus Smokey and me. Then I came to Simon. I said, Simon, I will hire you as a mercenary. But it seems like, chat, that Simon is taking the route of Shanks. Wait, why isn't it playing? Chat, is the stream frozen? Don't tell me the stream crashed already, bro. Why isn't it playing? Hey, amazing memes. These are some great memes, guys. W memes. Shout out to Simon the Meme King. Shout out to OP Fanatic. I see him in the chat and he posted this. Then we got L with the triple memes. But why? Why Foxy? And why this? Then we got Alakazam and Gengar. Okay, this one's fire though. Okay, that one's fire. Wait, there's another one. Simon, how much are how much you willing to pay? Yo, Simon, please. Simon, please. I need you on my team, bro. I can't go against L. I don't know about Smokey's memes. But Simon, please. Smokey with the 5. Thank you, brother. God bless Smokey. Honestly, great meme. I'm just upset I got made to be Akainu. Akainu. F Akainu. Hey, shout out to Smokey. Thank you for the 5, brother. God bless Smokey. Hey, Akainu is not that bad. I literally got compared to Foxy, bro. I got compared to Foxy. Lakers game. Yo, none of the memes on Discord are loading anymore. Let me restart Discord. Shout out to Smokey. Shout out to Simon. And big shout out to L. Simon, I'm disappointed in you, bro. You should have chose our side, Simon.
Probably one of the best animated sequences I have ever seen is One Piece is season.
Ooh, that S-Hawk.
In the middle of the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it be like quarterback. Stood in the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it like quarterback. Hit it one time, never mind. Hit it one time, need not.
Woohoo! Yo, that is some heat. Yo, that. Wait. OP Fanatic, run that back, bro.
Toei Animation, probably one of the best animated
Yo,
sequences
I need to see some fire
have ever
emojis in
seen
chat. Fire
is One
emojis.
Piece is season.
In the middle of the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it be like quarterback. Stood in the field, holding the bomb, throwing it like quarterback. Stood in the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it like quarterback.
Let's go. Is that Cracker?
Throw me a bomb, throwing it be like quarterback. Stood in the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it like quarterback. Hit it one time, never mind. Hit it one time, need not.
Hit him with time to yeah. Lucci's out. Yo, hey, that was heat. Hey, chat, you know it's fire when you got to make the stank face. You make the stank face. You know it's some heat. You know it's some heat. That was chef's kiss. Mwah. Really, L. Really, L. Again with the Jabra. You put Jabra's face on Zoro because apparently I'm Jabra. Smokey is Sanji. Oh man. Wait. I cut. Wait. Oh, so that's L. Oh, okay. L's knocked out with his eyes. With his eyes rolling. Yeah. So I cut down L. Hey, Smokey, you could be the Sanji to my Zoro, bro. Let's get it. Yo, amazing memes. We have the best meme community. Every single stream, there's some new memes. Some new agendas. Hold on, we got to play this one more time, and then we're going to get started with the chapter.
Toei Animation, probably one of the best
You kicked L in the
animated
face?
sequences
Hey, I cut him, though.
have ever seen is One Piece is season.
In the middle of the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it be like quarterback. Stood in the field, holding the bomb, throwing it like quarterback. Stood in the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it like quarterback.
Bro, Egghead is peak.
Throw me a bomb, throwing it be like quarterback. Stood in the field, throw me a bomb, throwing it like quarterback. Hit it one time, never mind. Hit it one time, need not.
Yo, Egghead is peak, bro. I still see people slandering Egghead. I don't care, bro. Egghead is some peak. Because people complain about Egghead, and, like, I get it, right? I get it. They'll say, like, oh, well, the Gorosei, they should have won. Like, why did the Straw Hats have it easy? But, like, at the same time, the Gorosei were not, like, genuinely trying to have real battles, trying to kill the Straw Hats. These guys were occupied trying to disable the transmission, right? So if you push that to the side, Egghead is straight peak, bro. And then the other thing is people say, oh, recency bias. Really? Recency bias? Really? The Gorosei left Marijois. That's recency bias? We see the Gorosei's monster forms. That's recency bias? Vegapunk Kuma backstory. That's recency bias? Kid getting packed up. That's recency bias? Garp. That's recency bias? One Piece YouTube GOAT. Amuni, Simon, Pokemon Red, L, Real, Jordan, Wishro, Jin Marks. Oh, you put you put Dawn of Ascension over the girl. Who's the girl again? Then we got Smokey.
What do we do, Cap?
We fight.
This is gonna end well.
Let's go, Scarlet.
They're not stopping.
Neither are we.
Let's go, team. Let's go, team. Yeah. Bro, no, not that picture of me. Oh. Hey. Yo. Fire emojis. Yo, Simon is the king of the memes, bro. L's like the runner-up. But like Simon is just, he never misses with the memes. And Simon's always incorporating, like, you know, the community, all these people everywhere. Heat. Yo, Smokey got hands, bro. Yo, another one from OP Fanatic. Another one from Poke. Yo, this stream is starting off so heat. This stream is starting off so heat right now. Let's go. Hey guys, which one is your favorite one so far? Which one? The Pokemon Red and Blue music? Or is it this one? Or is it this one? Or was it the laughing? Or was it this one? Or was it this edit? Or was it this one? Or was it this one? Definitely not this one. Definitely not this one. Putting me as Jabra. Or was it the Marvel one? Or was it this edit? Which one's the favorite, guys? Yeah, we will be doing a discussion later on, but I'm wondering if we should have a goal. Should I make a goal, guys, like a goal for 50? And if we hit the goal, we'll do the open mic. What do you guys think? Because if we do a goal, then that shows that people definitely want to do the open mic. And guys, I really, really, really want some new faces, some new voices. If you guys are considering joining the open mic, please do. It's lots of fun. And look at L with this one. It's good, Jin Marks. Yo, this meme and agenda. This is how I feel every single week, every single stream. I'm nearly getting packed up by L when it comes to the memes and the agendas. Look at this. And then I'm Jabra again? Bro. I will never escape the Jabra agenda, will I? It took me a second to realize this was Jabra. Man. Hey, yo!
Oh my god, bro.
No. No. Yo, you are not catching me. You are not catching me at a Diddy party, bro. You are not catching me at one of these freak offs. What's good, Leon? You are not catching me at one of these freak offs. Hell no. L, you posted that one? Really? Really, L? Mods, ban him. Ban him now. Ban him now. Erase him. All right, guys, is that it for the memes? You guys ready to jump into the prayer and the chapter reaction? This was a fire, amazing start to the stream. Amazing. Shout out to L. Shout out to OP Fanatic. Shout out to Simon. They came through with some heat. Yeah, we need to Leloucia him. He needs to be eradicated. Meme war. Yeah, we're in the meme war. If you guys, if you've missed the past few streams, if you're new here, last week, or not even last, well, I guess last week, but a few days ago, we began a new era, a new arc to the channel in the community. We have began meme war. So every stream, every day, there's new memes being posted on my Discord, !Discord. There's a whole lot of agendas going on right now. If you guys wish to hop into the war and pick a side and throw some attacks at me or Smokey or L or Simon or whoever, you guys are able to hop into the meme war because it's getting vicious right now. It's getting vicious. It's getting nasty. And we got a 50 bomb from the one and only Smokey. He says, hi, hello, hola, just so we hit the goal for the VC. By the way, Eddie, Stream Elements is busted for me. I've tried to send a 99 and a 50 after both days and Stream Elements won't register it. The link could be busted. Really? Hold on, let me try it. Hey, big shout out to the one and only Smokey. Thank you so much, brother. Smokey, God bless you. Thank you for the 50 bomb, bro. Going above and beyond. Let me know what's wrong with it because I'm on the tip page right now. And like I'm clicking some buttons. I'm not actually going to donate to myself. But let me know what's wrong with it. Does the donation just not go through? Maybe I do have to be live. Maybe I actually have to be live for it to go through. But pinned in the chat, all the way at the top of the chat, as well as the stream description, you'll see the link there. I mean, it seems to be working for me, but I'm not sure what your issue was. Let me double check because I do have what's going on? I do have like an activity page and I could look at it to see if it went through and it looks like it didn't. Okay, so you could feel comfortable, Smokey, you could feel safe and secure. It did not show up at all. You said the a 99 and a 50. They did not go through, so you don't have to worry about that. If your bank charged you, just what do you call it? Dispute the charge, but it is not up for me. It's not there. Thankfully, because I don't want you to get charged for... Well, I guess if it did go through me, then it would have went through, right? But you should be good, Smokey. I'm not sure what the issue was. He says it'll go all the way through, but it won't actually register. Okay, so maybe I have to be live. Maybe that's what it is. I thought people could do it while I wasn't live. But either way, Smokey, thank you so much, brother. God bless you, Smokey. He said it's working for L, but not for me. That's... Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, like I'm on the webpage. I guess I'd have to donate to myself. Oh,
L tipped $33.33. In the end, it's all love, gang. I think Oda's cooking something with the cover who was in the cover of the mural chapter. I think him by myself defending the cover story.
hey, God bless L. God bless Smokey, you Smokey with the 50 bomb. Thank you, brother. Hopefully we could get that figured out. And then of course L with the 3333. So you said it's on the cover of the mural chapter. The mural chapter was 1138. You're saying, and also I know it's all love. Guys, in case it's not obvious, when L or Simon or Smokey or anyone in this channel or this community or this chat, when we make jokes and memes and we roast each other, guys, don't take it seriously. We're all trolling, we're all joking around. I don't want anyone to get butthurt. If you don't want to be in the middle of the jokes, then that's fine, just communicate it to us. But as far as I go, Smokey goes, even Rashad and Antoine, if you guys remember like a few weeks ago, Rashad and Antoine, they were butting heads, talking crazy to each other. Chat, it's all love, it's all jokes. We're not taking it that seriously. We're all just kidding. Okay, so don't take it to heart, all right? But L, thank you, bro. He said, I think Otis cooking something with the cover stories. Who's who was in the cover of the mural chapter? Okay, so what do you mean when you say that though? Like he's in the cover of the mural chapter. What are you cooking with that? Because I know this cover story is starting to revolve around who's who. right? Because he's stepping up. He captured ulti and page 1. Like, I understand that much. But like, what exactly are you saying? Are you trying to say that he's in the mural? Because you're saying he's on the cover, the chapter of the mural, but are you trying to say like he's in the mural? It's like if Oda's trying to make us guess who's who in the mural. Oh, so like there's a character when we're having their whole cover story as well as the chapter of the mural. His name is Who's Who, which is kind of like a, oh, who is he? Like, who is that? Like a, like a game, like, oh, we're playing a game of Who's Who. You got to figure out who the people are. We see him on the same cover of the mural, and we're all trying to guess like who's who in the mural. Is that what you're saying? Like, we look at the serpent and we're trying to guess like, who's that? The dragon, who's that? This big demonic demon thing, who's that? Is that what you're saying? Because that's actually kind of clever. I understand that. I understand that much. But as far as the cover story goes, I don't know, El. I really don't know, brother. Thank you so much for the 33. And again, young Smokey, thank you so much, brother. God bless you, Smokey. Spiritual Living said, I got some new stuff for the mural. Hey, anyone who has their theories, L, if you got a theory or a take, Smokey, SL, Jordan, Branks, anyone, if you guys have theories and takes regarding anything, especially the mural, please let me know. You guys could put it in the stream chat, or you guys can wait until we do open mic later this stream. Again, anyone can join, anyone. The only thing you got to do is join my Discord beforehand, because that's how we do the open mic. If you guys do ! Discord in the chat, you're going to get a link. It's free. Anyone can join. And then hop into my Discord and we'll do the open mic through that. But again, L, Smokey, Simon, etc. God bless all of you guys for being here. Guys, let's hop into our prayer. Let's hop into our prayer, and then we will begin with this beautiful 1141 chapter reaction. Evil likes Mizitsa Pepe on Zoro? Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell no. Hell no. All right, guys, let's start with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord Jesus Christ, my stronghold, my refuge, my deliverer, my shield, my rock, my love. Christ, thank you so much for another day of life, another opportunity, a gift. Lord, thank you for supplying me with provisions, food, water, shelter, entertainment, comfort, guidance, strength, creativity, resilience. Lord, thank you for the abundance that you have given me every single day of my life, Lord. I come to you today and I ask you to place your hands and your heart upon the stream, Lord. Bless the stream so we all may unite in one under you, Lord. I ask that you keep us and keep me away from error, Lord. Keep my tongue holy. Keep my heart holy. Lord, do not permit me to be distant from you, or to speak error, or to follow and land into the snares of the devil, Lord. I ask that you rebuke Satan. I ask that you send your archangel Michael to defend us into battle, Lord. I also come to you today, Lord. I come to you today and I ask you to bless the mind, body, and souls of all my beautiful friends, haters, supporters, newcomers. I ask that you bless their souls, as well as future viewers and supporters of mine. Lord, I ask that you fill everyone of the world with love, joy, hope, optimism, clarity, wisdom, patience, strength, creativity, cleverness, Lord. I ask that you bless us and help us through our troubling times. Please take care of my brother Tyler's sister. I ask that you heal her back through her severe injuries. I ask that you protect and heal the father of Branks getting into an accident of some sort. I ask that you heal their bodies and protect them and fill them with courage, bravery, and optimism, as well as all of their friends and family and people around them, Lord. I ask that you place your hands and your heart and your breath upon the father of Brinks in our chat, upon the sister of my brother Tyler, as well as anyone who hates me and persecutes me and lies about me and slanders me. I ask that you forgive them, Lord. I ask that you fill me with more charity, Lord. I'm not charitable enough. Lord, I'm not patient enough. Lord, I have a short temper. Lord, I have a high standard. Lord, I'm a hypocrite. I ask that you forgive me, Lord, and fill me with the Holy Spirit so I can right my wrongs and live within your means and within your own will, not of my own. Lord, I thank you for this blessed day. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. One Piece chapter 1141. An older woman. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage Volume 27 and Can't See Through the Tears of Anger. Not much to say here, guys. I say we skip through the chapter page because it's kind of mid. There's nothing I have to say besides hoping to see Blackbeard and his crew arrive on Elbat or on Wano. This cover story is not that great. I'm sorry. I know you're hoping for the best when it comes to the cover story. I am too, but it's a little rocky. What's good, UIO? Do you speak in tongues? No, I don't. Brank says, gotta love Discord. Hey, the Discord, chef's kiss. Our Discord server is spectacular. Amen, Vromies. Whoa. I just freaking noticed. Did Who's Who kill page 1? Wait, he killed him? Oh, he killed him? No. I see like this is his legs and his arms, but I can't really see what's going on with his face. Is he getting stabbed in the face? No. Amen, guys. Amen. His eye looks kind of open. Yo, what's going on here? Like, I think that's like his eye, right? Is he wearing goggles? Like, I can't really see what's going on with his face. Yo, Husu might actually be packed up.
Simon tipped $2. Thoughts on the One Piece Lego coming out later this year? You gonna cop some?
Wait, there's One Piece Legos coming out? No way. Yo, thank you, Simon. God bless you for the 2, bro. I don't even like buy Legos and stuff like that, but there's a One Piece Lego? Is it this? Is this what you're talking about? Bro, they have Marineford in Legos? Or is it this? Oh, the Skypian Bell. Mihawk and Zoro. Wait, is this real or is this like fan art? Go to the Lego website. Hold on, bro. I'm not even really into Legos or anything like that. But if they do a One Piece, that would actually be some fire merch. Come on, Chad. That'd be some cool merch. That'd be some sick merch, man. Setting sail soon. Ah, come on. That's all they show us? Oh, look. Oh man. Well, I want to see more. I want to see more of the One Piece Lego. Show me more and I'll have a better opinion. I think this would be cool, bro. This would be cool for some merch. Like I'd imagine they'd have like the 1000 Sunny, right? You could build the 1000 Sunny, have it on like a desk or a table or something, have his like One Piece merch. Hey, I'm here for it. Guys, are you here for it? W collab, One Piece Lego, W collab or L collab? Hey, Simon, I still think that if One Piece ever gave Fortnite some licensing, and I don't even play Fortnite anymore, but still, if One Piece gave Fortnite some licensing and they started selling Luffy skins, Law, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, Robin, bro, I guarantee you Shueisha and Fortnite would make millions. They would make millions if they put One Piece characters into Fortnite. Doesn't Fortnite have Naruto characters? Don't they have Naruto and Sasuke? How have they not put... Yo, they must be so scared of like tarnishing One Piece or something. I'm gonna say Evil, not Jabra. My bad. They're so similar, bro. Branks, really? Alternative producers of bricks have it for a while. Me too, and probably much cheaper. Yeah, I heard someone tell me that in a chat like a few months ago. Someone was telling me like there's like a Lego alternative and they have their own One Piece thing. But Mr. Evil, the Warlord Ace B is confirmed. The father of Ulti in page 1 and was a Kaido subordinate. Oh, what's his name? I think I saw something about that in like the new SBS. I saw that on Discord or something. Ace B, a warlord, and he was the father of Ulti in page 1. Yeah, because for a long time we were wondering who their father was. I know there were theories about it being Kaido, but like, I don't know about that. It's someone else, right? Hanafuda. Is that his name? Hanafuda? Hold on, I do want to start this chapter, but let's look this up really quick. Oh, is this what he looks like? Oh, he has a scythe. Hanafuda, also known as King of Lizards, was a former warlord of the sea and affiliate of the Beast Pirates who was defeated by Ace 4 years ago. Dude, that's kind of crazy to think about. Oda has just shown us a new warlord. Isn't that kind of crazy to think about, chat? This is a warlord we never knew. Like, guys, this is a warlord that we've never known. And it's so funny, like the way he's drawn, it just rings, it just reeks of like pre-time skip future villain silhouette. Is this like a recent drawing? This 100% looks like what Oda would draw as like a silhouette to like hype up a future villain, like in the pre-time skip. And Smokey with the 5. God bless you, Smokey. Thank you. Evil, we should also cover SBS 111 today as well. Okay, do you guys want to do the chapter reaction, then the SBS, then the open mic? That would require us not getting distracted. Guys, do you want to do that? Do you want to do the chapter reaction, go through the chapter again, then we go to the SBS, then we do the open mic? Do you guys like that? And L with another 5. Thank you, brother. God bless. He says, Hanafuda has that shit on. Cool design. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I mean, he has the helmet. He has the kind of interesting shoulder pads. He's holding the scythe. Look at the, I guess it's a ball and chain, like the spiky ball. Yo, this guy would smoke Usopp's back. Thank you, Ella and Smokey. God bless you guys for the supers. All right, guys, let's go through the chapter and then we'll do the SBS. Does anyone have the full SBS? I came to end the war. Look at this. Does anyone have the full SBS? Because I don't want to have to struggle through a bunch of different pictures. With this body of a child, I can't do anything. This means I'll be able to closely follow Nami's precious days while her body matures. Dude, this was such an insane anime scene or like movie scene. This scene was absolutely absurd in the anime movie. I'll be able when the larva... Yo, I am not Sanji. I am not Sanji. Yo, you got Jesus Burgess, Smokey, and me. Let's go. We got Smokey, me, Wizdro, and L. Oh, no. Yo, that movie scene is absurd. Thank you so much, L and Smokey. God bless you guys. Let's continue. All right. Gigantic diamonds, gold ingots, pearls. Those are the only reasons I walked around that stupidly enormous castle. Ultra rare Nami, don't bring that up. What do I care about this Loki monster or whatever? Loki? Diamonds? Nothing, ignore her. What you two need right now is rest. Maybe take it easy with all the hot button words. Ultra rare Nami. I want treasure. Ultra rare Nami. Adam Tree Tour. There's more to see than I even imagined. So as you can tell, we live in the branches of this enormous tree that we see the houses and the Adam, each of which has its own long history. Whoa, what's this one? Long ago, there was a village called Hagen on that branch, which, by the way, guys, we need to do some research on this village Because what if this village is real in real life and it was in like Norse mythology, and then that will allow us to make a theory about Elbaf. We got to research this village. We got to research the village. We got to research the village. Look into it. We got to look into it. I'm sure it's a great village. Great village. One day, lightning struck the village and started a fire. But when a branch gets old, the fire just never goes out. In order to ensure that it didn't spread to other branches, they had to cut it off, village included. Boy, that had to be a real tough call to make. I guess even Adam can get old and decrepit. You might even say that the vulnerabilities of Elbaf are fire and lightning. During the feast, Western Village. Where you been, Nami? I know she... Luhi or Lolo Elder. Probably exploring. Okay, Nishi. Ja Rule. This is our genius navigator. And what a beauty she is. Hey, watch it, you old perv. I say was your ideal type of woman. Boy, sha. My favorite type of woman? An older woman. Hey, I feel you there. Ja Rule, I feel you there, homie. I feel you there. That doesn't exist. You're the oldest person in the world. Da ha 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 ha. Yow, Chief Ja Rule. Hey, don't touch Chief Ja Rule's sword, Usopp. No, you shut up, Dory. There is no hero who will draw Excalibur in its sheath. You better not, he'll die of blood loss. Boo, or hoo, boy. He's really wasted. So are you. I can't blame him for getting carried away. It's been his lifelong dream to come to this place. Wahahaha. He seems to be having the time of his life. Wait a second. Where did Gerd get off to? Compression fractures in limbs, or in the limbs. And this one seems to have been injured by something sharp. Could this have been caused by some could this have been caused by some small but powerful human weapon? What happened? Explain it to me. These are the castle guards. That's not a good sign. I swear, I was only going there for inspiration in fashioning the details of my block castle when I noticed that the shattered gates and the guards on the floor inside them. You look awfully sweaty. Is it hot out today? Eep! I wish she'd stare at me forever. It's me with Dawn of Ascension. Let's wake the guards up so I can hear what they have to say. No. Give them plenty of rest. Well then, I'll just have to report to Chief Ja Rule. But why ruin such a joyful feast? It wouldn't be right to bring unconfirmed fears to the village's attention when everyone's already in such a festive mood. ... She hit the dragon, the ellipses, the braille. We must wait until the ultra rare Straw Hats return. If they find out about this business with Loki, I'll be treated like an accomplice. And I've always wished we could release Loki and have him leave this island forever. Let him rampage elsewhere for all I care. Okay, so again, chat, this is letting us know that Loki is going to rampage on Elbaf. The fact that we have a character thinking to himself, oh, I really do hope that Loki rampages somewhere else, not on our island. That's just Oda's way of showing us that Loki is, in fact, going to rampage on this island. Moreover, Loki said that he would have created a massacre to defend Shaggy and Shaggy's people, and he also said he wanted to destroy the world. Wouldn't the world also contain Elbaf itself? There's just one thing that troubles me. I don't think it's right to ignore the report of an intruder who looks like red hair. Out with it already. Tell me what you're hiding. Punish me. Wait, he's telling, wait, time out. You're telling her to punish you?
Oh my god.
He's on his Pokemon Red type beat. Wait, you're begging a girl to punish you. Everyone knows that Israel's the best country in the world. Israel's not even a real country. Usopp needs to go to our library so we can see him fight the knight while drunk. Yo, Usopp's gonna get clapped if that happens. He's a masochist. He wants a dominatrix, bro. The underworld. Hey, Luffy! This doesn't match what you were saying. I know, something changed. Loki! This giant's huge. Talk to me, Loki. Even the animals got messed up. You guys okay? What happened? Who did this to you? Oh, he's breathing. Don't use the key yet. Something's wrong here, Luffy. Look how hurt he is. He's not going to be able to cause any damage. Come on, Zoro, help me. Help. So the cuffs are made of sea prism stone. And what's with the huge animals? Chill out, Luffy. Not yet. A giant is dying, man. We have to save him. That's not my problem, though. I'd never talked to this guy, and I've only heard about bad things from him. All I know is that if an ore-sized supergiant starts raising hell, it's going to be a major problem even for Elbaf. Look, Zoro's gonna be right. Zoro's gonna be right. Give me a second. Bow! What are you doing, Zolo? Wah! Ah! Okay, so the injuries and blood are real. He doesn't seem to be acting. What do you think? Schlump. He died. If he's dead, then he wasn't meant to survive. That's messed up. Okay, so I forgot who it was, but when we were reacting to the TCB, somebody said that this was exactly what Loki claimed about his dog. Isn't this what Loki said about his dog? That like if his dog dies, he wasn't meant to survive? Jews are the master race with $5. Thank you, brother. God bless you. Israel is a country. We brought it. Proceeds to... I'm not going to read that out loud, but the chat can read that. Look, let me tell you something. Let's go back to 1917. Matter of fact, no. Let's go back 2,000 years, okay? The land was called Palestine. There are maps about Palestine. Second of all, true Israel is not a location, like a state. True Israel is the church. Third of all, this stolen land from the people who live there in Palestine was given illegally through the Balfour Declaration to people who deny Christ. Okay? This was stolen land through the Balfour Declaration in 1917 to people who deny Christ. How are you going to argue that this was their land? They don't even accept Christ. And plus, it's supposed to be the church. Fourth of all, this doesn't seem like it's their place because their DNA goes to Eastern Europe. Ashkenazi DNA is Eastern European DNA. Don't believe me? Google it. Sixth of all, stop clipping coins. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. God bless you. And then seventh of all, God's land wouldn't be out here doing what they are currently doing to these animals and these dogs and these cows and these horses, getting completely obliterated. The whole land is turning into a parking lot. They're getting all their weapons and ammunition and bombs from the US just to repeatedly bomb kids. We see like 9-year-old boys getting sniped. It's not God's land, brother. Hey, you want my opinion on it? Revelation 2 verse 9. Revelation 3 verse 9. That's what it is. Thank you for the super chat. Here, we'll unlock the cuffs, but keep one of his legs still locked up with sea prism stone. If he wakes up again, we could talk to him. All right, maybe I'll go call for Chopper. Nah, it's too far to the library. Though I'm pretty sure there was a doctor at the feast in the village. If that's how they find out we freed Loki, though, we're gonna get kicked out of the country. If it happens, it happens. I'll go find a doctor. We'll need meat too. Can't get better without food. You want meat? There's plenty of meat over there. Don't ever say that again. They're my friends. I'll hunt some different ones in the mountains. Meat is meat. No, those are my friends.
Simon tipped $2. 3 things. Fuck Zionism. Thoughts on Trump crash out on Zelensky. And finally check Discord.
Oh, no, not check Discord. 3 things. You said F Zionism. Let's go. Let's go. Romans 2 verses 28 through 29 plus Philippians chapter 3 verse 3 plus Revelation chapter 2 verse 9 plus Revelation chapter 3 verse 9. Game over. Second of all, thoughts on Trump and Zelensky. I thought that was funny. I mean, the world is a stage. Everything is scripted. It's just like I think it's like over the top. I saw this video, right, a few days ago. I saw this video of a grown man, beard, bushy eyebrows, mustache, grown man, had to have been at least 40 years old, sitting there with his phone in his car, holding the phone up. I just like, I can't believe that we have a president, Trump, being so mean to Zelensky, talking about Zelensky's suit. You're gay. You're gay. Third of all, check Discord. Okay. We'll check Discord. We'll check Discord. Ja Rule. Oh my gosh. Ja Rule, you're a giant. Yo.
Oh my god, bro.
Ja Rule.
This is taken out of context.
Ja Rule. Oh my gosh.
This is
Ja
taken
Rule,
out of
you're a
context.
giant.
This is taken out of context. Uno reverse card? Really? Who posted this? Simon, you're out of here. Simon, say goodbye to the Discord, you scrub. Very funny. Very funny. Shout out to Simon with the 2. Thank you for the 2, brother. God bless. And Simon used the stream elements. What a legend. Guys, if anyone else is having problems with stream elements, please let me know. I am a Zionist transgender, and I am Jewish. Bro said he was cursed 3 times. All right, let's see. But the doctor comes first. You wait here. Sure. Huh? We're doomed. What? What's good, Indigo? Or, I'm sorry, Amigdio? The island clouds will disappear down in the underworld. All we need is a little bit of buoyancy before they vanish. Don't worry, Gerd. I'll save you. We don't have time to use the lift. It's an emergency. If Loki gets free, it'll be hell unleashed. What do you think of the Mexican president? Oy vey, what do I think of the president of Mexico? Oy vey, I think she's a very great president. It's finally time that we have female leaders in the office. I'm sure she'll bring lots of love and joy and shekels. I mean, aid to the land of Israel. Oy vey, we're so happy to see it. A woman in office. We've been trying hard, very hard to push feminism. First wave, second wave, third wave. Yeah, we were behind it. We love feminism. Screw men. Let's feed them more pornography. Yeah, we need to stop the anti-Semitism that's on the rise. There's gonna be another cost if we don't stop them. R.I.P. Simon, we will miss you. Dank memes and the little dog A picture. How big is Luffy? Hey, yo! Elijah! Elijah, come on, brother. Come on, brother. I thought you were better than that, King. Come on, that's an L type of question. That's something that that L, I was gonna say China. Why China? That's something L would say. Mexican food is number one. Maybe. Oh, you meant Peruvian. Peruvian and Chinese. Italian is good too. Yeah, there's this poll I see people post all the time where they'll get the top ranked foods in the world, and then they'll have like every country rate other countries' food. I think Mexico and Japan are like top 3. Like worldwide. Like if you grabbed everyone, or if you grabbed someone from like every single country and then you had them rate like every other country's food, Mexico, Japan, and I think Italy. I think it's Italian food that's ranked number 1. Yeah, I'm having real trouble with stream elements for some reason. I try to drop a 10. Yeah, bro, I have no idea, bro. Do you think your bank is declining it? Maybe your bank is saying nah. Maybe go check your bank. Maybe they're like flagging it and they're like, nope. You've never had anything besides sushi? Bro, anytime I touch sushi, it's cooked, bro. I'm sorry. I can't do the raw stuff, bro. I just can't. Raw fish, raw salmon, raw tuna. I can't do it, bro. That's just not for me, bro. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Hey, if you cook up some crab and give me like a crispy crab roll, hey, I'm here for it. The crispy crab roll, that's some heat right there. Soy sauce. I can't stand wasabi. Wasabi is like one of the most disgusting things ever. I think it literally tastes like if you had like some hot sauce and you just drenched it in like so much Windex. It literally tastes like a spicy Windex. It tastes so chemically. It tastes so chemical. I don't know what it is. Like wasabi, bro. It literally tastes like chemicals. But I can't do raw food. I can't do it raw unless it's Dawn of Essentially, but with I'm kidding. It's a joke. Joking. But I can't do the raw food. Wong Woki with the 10. Wong Woki with the 10. I'm not getting declining notifications. It's not the bank. It's literally Stream Elements at Evil. I've doubled and triple checked. Yeah, bro, I have no idea. God bless you, Smokey. Thank you so much, brother, with the 10. I have no idea. Maybe I could talk to their support. I'll talk to the support team. I don't know, bro. It seems like it's going in for other people. Either way, Smokey, thank you so much for the super chats, brother. God bless you. Thank you, King. I don't know, bro. I have no idea. I think you're the first one to say that. I'm not sure, bro. Here, when I end the stream, someone remind me to go talk to Stream Element support. I'm gonna go talk to their support team and see what's going on with that. But thank you so much, Smokey. Wasabi tasting like that is like people tasting soap and cilantro. Yeah, I noticed that because there's like this thing on our tongue or with our taste buds or something where like if you don't have it or you do have it, cilantro will taste like soap. But then other people, if they don't have it or if they do have it, it doesn't taste like soap. I forgot what it's called. I don't remember what it's called. Evil has so much aura. Bro, you want to talk aura? Let me show you what aura looks like. You know what aura looks like? Can anyone guess what aura looks like before I put aura on screen? Someone take a wild guess. The first one that could tell me what aura looks like in chat, I'll shout them out. Do you know what actual aura looks like? Because I have zero aura compared to this. Shout out to Vincent. This is aura. This is aura. This is aura. This is aura. This is love, the gospel of love. This is sacrifice. This is the epitome of love. There is no type of love than a man who dies for his friends. This is aura. Immense aura. Do you want to drench yourself in aura? Go to mass. Go to mass. No, don't say that, Fox45. Do not say that. I appreciate that you're trying to say something polite. I appreciate it, brother. But don't say something like that. Aura is the Bible. Yeah, true. True. All right, guys, let's continue. God bless. Let Ronaldo win the World Cup with Portugal. Oh, you're an iShow Speed fan, aren't you? All right, let's continue. It's not working, though. We're going to crash and die. I'm sorry, everyone. I made a mistake. We can't blame you. You were thinking of the fate of Elbaf. Goodbye, cruel world. Huh? Gomu gomu no. Balloon. Straw hats. Hee hee hee. Ah. Oops. Eek. Oops. Boing. But thanks anyways. We only got severely injured instead of dying immediately. Huff huff. We were in such a panic. I'm glad we made it in time. Whatever you do, Straw Hat, don't free Loki. We made Rhodes spill the beans. I'm sorry, Ultra Rare Luffy. You can't trust Loki. He's a cunning, cruel, vicious, backstabbing, and conniving villain. We've known Loki since we were children. If he told you anything that's made him sound sympathetic, then he's lying. He's the kind of beast who will kill a so-called friend at a moment's notice. He's an enemy of the world.
Simon tipped $2, just posted Aura in Discord.
Shout out to Simon. He said he posted Aura in Discord. Uh-oh.
Pirates are evil. The Navy is just. But that's only true because history tells us so. Children who've never known peace have different values than children who've never known war. The one who wins will rewrite the definition of right and wrong. They'll decide the future and how the past is written. Will justice prevail? Why, there's no other way! The winner will define the meaning of justice.
Determined to do his duty to the last, and that he be willing to take upon himself every sacrifice he will be asked to make, I expect every able-bodied German to act with complete regard for his personal safety. I expect the sick and the weak, those otherwise unavailable for military duty, to work their last strength. I expect city dwellers to forge the weapons of the struggle, and I expect the farmer to supply the bread for the soldiers and workers of this struggle by imposing restrictions upon himself. I expect all women and girls to continue to struggle with utmost fanaticism. In this appeal, I particularly the German youth. In vowing ourselves to one another, we are entitled to stand before the Almighty and ask Him for His grace and His blessing. No people can do more than that.
Pirates are evil. The Navy is just. But that's only true because history tells us so. Children who've never...
Hey, spectacular. Spectacular. If you haven't done your research, if you haven't looked at the Balfour Declaration, if you haven't looked at the Treblinka investigations, if you haven't looked at the Red Cross numbers, if you haven't watched Europa the Last Battle, if you haven't started to question things, if you didn't question and look into who was at the trials, who was it mostly made up of, if you haven't questioned how did Anne Frank have a ballpoint pen when it literally was not made yet, then you look into the court case about that, and you look and see how it was a forgery, and we're still teaching it in schools, but the court ruled it as a forgery by her father, but we still teach it in schools, and we start wondering, wait, why is there this one group called the ADL that can decide what we can and can't say? Why is that the case? We don't have to believe anything in America. Freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want, but if you question that one thing, that one certain bad thing that happened to people, you can't, no questions, accept it, no questions allowed, you have to believe it. But other than that, you can believe whatever you want. You could blaspheme against Jesus. You could blaspheme against Jesus through all the movies and the nuns, and blaspheme and denigrate the Catholic Church. You could do that. We support that. We do it at the Olympics. We do it on movies. You could be a grown adult and run pornography sites and pump it to young men. That's perfectly fine. Everyone has to make their own money. But if you question that one thing that happened in 1940s, you're a bad man. We take your bank account away from you. There's nothing to hide here. We're not hiding anything. It's okay. You could go now. It's okay. W. Simon. when you realize that everything is a lie and you start looking at the facts of the situation, you're going to look at it differently. Here's another thing, right? Here's another thing. People are so bad, they were burning books. How dare you burn books? Okay, what were those books about, though? What were those books? He just grabbed a random book off the shelf. What were the books? You want to say it? Well, what were the books, huh? I know what the books are. We could look into the facts. We could look into history. I could tell you what those books are. Can you tell me what those books are? Can you tell me? And if you know what those books are, why would you defend that? Complete degeneracy. I don't know everything that happened, but then blank isn't okay. So here's the thing, right? The argument isn't that we support blank. The argument is that it's complete atrocity propaganda. When you start looking at all of the ground penetrating radar investigations that they did, all of the uneven numbers, how do you go from 15.1 million to 15.7? I thought 6 million disappeared. That makes no sense. Right across says 271,000. That's pretty different from 6 million. Then you look at how one of the biggest locations keeps lowering their number. Then you look on news outlets, and every year the number of survivors of this event goes up and up and up. That literally makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't support that word down beneath my camera. I don't support that word. But the argument is did that actually take place? Because it seems like that's complete fabrication. I mean, they're literally doing it right now. Look at how they used blank propaganda, the G word, the propaganda against Palestine. They're literally doing it right now. Then you investigate, wait, the Palestinians, Hamas, they didn't actually do those things. Oh, well, we miscalculated. Look at what they did on that certain day in October. Wait, but you guys did it to your own people. The Hannibal Directive, hello? Oh, you're anti-Semitic. You can't say that. Fast forward to 2025. We are here to announce that the Hannibal Directive was real. We actually did do that to our people. Wait, but you just told us we were liars when we said it a year ago. So it's a lie when we say it a year ago, but now it's true when we say it now? Trash, trash, trash. Anyways, we will move on. We move on. Shout out to Simon. Shout out to the chat. I do not support that word, but the argument is, did that word actually happen? I don't care what a middle school tells me when you go and investigate the facts. See, the truth does not fear investigation. Okay? The truth, repeat after me, guys. The truth does not fear investigation, right? Yeah, I did read the second half, the books, but I'm talking about this so-called event. It just doesn't make any sense. You would think if you went to a location, and they are relatively small, right? They went to one of the locations where they said there was like at least 1 or 2 million. You would think if you went there with ground penetrating radar, you'd see things underground. But then they went there and they used the ground penetrating radar and nothing was found. How does that work? These things are already like documented. They're already investigated and reported. Now what they do is they get like tons and tons of rocks, and they'll go to the locations and they put rocks all over the ground so you can't use ground penetrating radar. How convenient. How convenient. So convenient, dude. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that man Dana White is a clown. Like, as a UFC fighter, you could literally say anything you want. There's literally clips of Dana White saying, like, you can say whatever you want. What do I look like having my fighters on a leash? Then he questions that event and he talks about a certain someone, he who shall not be named. Oh, I can't support that. We're going to kick you out. But wait, I thought you let your fighters say anything. When your fighters call someone a slur, oh, that's okay. You have your fighters talking about trans people and stuff like that. Oh, no, that's okay. But once again, when you talk about this certain event that we are not allowed to question and we have to believe, Oh, no, that's crossing the line. Literally celestial dragon type beat. But guys, enough of that. We're gonna leave that alone. I didn't mean to go on such of a long tangent and rant. If you guys want to investigate and ask yourself these questions and see opposing evidence, be my guest. Europa: The Last Battle. Go Google it. It's easy to find. You can literally find it on Twitter, Rumble, etc. Go figure out why people are questioning these things, because people don't question something for no reason. We want good reasons. We want good evidence. Yeah, he's literally the gladiators in ancient Rome. That's exactly it. You know those the gladiators and the circuses and the mauling of with lions in ancient Rome? That was to distract people. People weren't walking around. They didn't want people walking around thinking about the government and its legislation and its monarchy, right? They didn't want their people thinking about that. So what do? They host circus games. They have all these lions, all these animals. Keep people distracted. Because now they're not focused on the government. They're not focused on the trash that they're being force fed, the goy slop. So what you call gaslighting? Who's gaslighting? Yeah, and like, how are you going to be worrying about repeatedly sending Israel billions of dollars every month when like you're focused on your fantasy team, your fantasy league? You're focused on how many points LeBron scored this week, how many interceptions Mahone dropped or threw. Bro, you're looking at the sports numbers. You're not looking at APAC controlling this country pretty much successfully, what's the word, successfully electing all of their candidates. APAC pretty much ending Jamal Bowman, going after Thomas Massey. But anyways, I'm very recently truly religious and was pretty shocked that was a truth. The blank and what it says about Jesus. Yeah, it says horrible things. Yeah, I had someone tell me like a few weeks ago, because I showed the Talmud on stream, and this person asked me, they DM'd me, they were like, well, they didn't ask me, but they DM'd me and they were like, I can't believe you put that on the stream. You really scared me. I don't know if I want to talk to you anymore. And like, to me, that's so weird. Like, why are you coming to me complaining about something that someone else writes and believes and has in every synagogue? Why would you bring that to me? That's completely like stupid. Like, you're gonna be scared that I showed you what they believe? That's dumb, bro. Because guess what? If someone was showing you propaganda about what Christians believe, oh no, that's a different story. What if you are wrong? Are you leaving room to be wrong? I mean, I'm not stating it as a complete fact. All I said was for people to go and investigate these things yourself. I don't force anyone to believe what I believe or think what I think. If it's not obvious, everyone here has the freedom of speech. Unlike if you don't believe it, right? You'll get and you talk about it, you get your account turned off. Bank of America will cancel your account. PayPal will ban you. You get banned from all these certain things if you don't believe. I'm telling you, why don't you go question it and go look at alternative evidence. Go look at, what do they call it? I forgot what the term is. Whatever. Let's just leave it alone. We had that meme. You guys are free to believe whatever you want, but it is good to question things, because I think it's pretty weird if people tell you, no, you have to believe this, you have to believe that. If you don't, say goodbye to your life. Like, that's pretty strange. Okay, I'm not getting into this whole discussion. But if you watch that documentary, you will you'll get the answer to that plus more. Could you give a brief summary about the blank and the story about Jesus? I want to know. Okay, guys, I'm not trying to get into this whole long rant, this whole long discussion. This is gonna be the final thing I talk about. Okay, this is gonna be the final thing I talk about. God had a people named Jews, and the father of them, like not the spiritual father, but like their ancestor Abraham, had a seed, which would be his descendants or his descendant. He had one seed, which is Jesus Christ, not his actual descendants. right? And there's a certain group of people that argue it's the descendants, when in reality, Jesus Christ is the seed, and those who believe in him and follow him, those people count as the seed. But anyways, Jesus Christ comes down as the son, and this group of people, the Jays, they were already worshiping the Father Almighty, right? Because we believe in a triune God. They worship the Father, and there was a messianic prophecy that there would be a Messiah that would come down and would save the Jews, right? So Jesus was sent down, and some of the Jays believed in him and some of the Jays didn't, right? And in fact, the people who rooted for Jesus die the most were in fact Jays. They begged Rome and Pontius Pilate to take him out, to take Jesus out. So boom, they take him out. A bunch of Jays end up converting, right? They end up becoming called Christians. And we can see in the book of Isaiah, which is multiple hundreds of years old, that God actually had a prophecy that his people would have a new name. There's 2 different verses of that. I put them in videos before, but anyways, they kill him, and then the bad ones that didn't believe in him started hunting down the believers, and the believers weren't allowed to practice their religion or anything like that. And then the ones that rejected him ended up writing a book called the Talmud, and in that book it says some of the most blasphemous, like obscene things, stuff that doesn't even necessarily have to do with Jesus himself. Like, you could go read what they say about 3-year-old girls. You could go see what they say about Goyim. Really horrible, awful, garbage filth. And that was written after Jesus died. It was a rabbinic meeting. They had a bunch of rabbis come together and write horrible things about Jesus, Mary, his believers. It says to destroy the New Testament. It says something about 3-year-old girls, a lot of awful things, usury, garbage, right? So when they ended up writing that book, the belief of Judaism ended up morphing and evolving into something that it wasn't what it was before. Like, people, for some reason, people seem to, 1, not understand that there's something called the Talmud. 2, they don't understand that rabbis will tell you that the Talmud holds just as much power, if not more power, than their holy book. And 3, it was written after Jesus died. So go look into the Talmud, go look at how they view the Talmud and how they treat the Talmud, and ask yourself, would you want people that follow this book to rule the world, let alone your country? And then when you look at the things that they believe in and the things that they push, you can clearly see it's exactly like the degeneracy. It is literally 1-to-1 to the degeneracy, the filth and the sin and the trash that America and Western civilization has to face. Then the constant blaspheming of Jesus Christ. It just goes on and on and on and on. I hope that answers your question. I tried to summarize it as shortly as I could, but yeah. I did hear the view of Satan as a helper and a tester of man. Who told you that? Oh, never mind. Next chapter is going to be generational. Yo, I hope so. I hope so. All right, guys, let's get back on topic, okay? Back to the chapter. We actually haven't went on one of these rants and these tangents for a very long time. So now that we have that out the way, we got Mr. Loki. Guys, this is Aura. Is this Aura? I need to know, guys. Is this Aura? Is this Aura? Is this Aura? Is this Aura? This dude, Luffy, is an ant, bro. He is an ant compared to Loki. Bro, is that size scaling that we saw the other day true?
L. Tipped $2. Luffy caring a lot about Loki. I've been here from the start with the Loki is good guy agenda.
Guys, thank you, L. God bless you, L. With the 2, bro. With the 2 on Stream Elements. Guys, is Loki a good guy or a bad guy? Is Loki a good guy or a bad guy? It was this. See, I don't know if this is true, bro. You're telling me Loki is like 6 times bigger than Hiruden? You sound passionate. I mean, I've done an insane amount of research before I chose what I deemed as to be the truth. I don't like to believe things for no reason. The meme was so fire you couldn't stop the rant. Evil's a good guy because he was about to marry Lola. Oh, no, no, you went good guy like Loki. I thought you were talking about me. Evil was gonna marry Lola. Never in a million years, Jin Marks. Smokey with the... Why? I think Loki is mainly morally gray. Okay, I could probably lean towards that. I could give you that one. I could give you that one. Morally gray, you know, he has some dirt on him. You know, we are all sinners. Chat, I'm a sinner. I'm a dirty, rotten sinner. I'm completely filthy. I need the grace of God to be saved. But hey, you know, Loki might be morally gray, man. He might not be as straightforward as we like him to be, or as we would like him to be, chat. What do we think, guys? What do we think? Morally gray Loki? Shout out to Smokey. Shout out to L. L says that Loki is a good guy. Smokey says that he's morally gray. And then final page. Loki, what? I thought he was passed out. Don't do it. Loki, take your hand off Ragnar. And that's the chapter. See, they're saying take your hand off Ragnar because his weapon is called Ragnar. He's holding the weapon called Ragnar. And the reason Loki is holding his weapon called Ragnar, the reason Loki is holding his weapon called Ragnar is because Loki is a man who wants to destroy the world, a man who killed his father, a man who wants to create a massacre in vengeance of Shaggy's family, because Loki is going to bring Ragnar Rock. Who's on the agenda? Loki brings Ragnarok, a war where millions of people die. Come on. Loki's bringing warfare to the island of Elbaf. Ragnarok is the transformation and the hift into another realm. His devil fruit will instantly heal him. So you're thinking he'll be like kind of like a play on the Gorsei in a way? Because like we know the Gorsei, they have like their own healing abilities. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what we're saying? Is that what we're saying, chat? Is that what we're saying, chat? Bro, I got church hymns stuck in my head right now. Got some beautiful church hymns stuck in my head. Next chapter, Loki's gonna fall on the ground again and shouts out, "I'm hungry." And yes, he will bring Ragnarok to Elbaf. He's probably bigger than Hyrudin because they got different moms. So you think his mom was a giant and then Hyrudin's mom was not a giant? I also have a suspicion that him being hit by Cerberus blade makes him the man marked by flames. I mean, that'd be like a fun twist, but like it would be strange that like we've had Kid, Law, the Blackbeard Pirates talk about the man marked by flames, but he wasn't marked yet.
L tipped $2. He Loki a freak for trying to have Lola as a literal pocket poo.
Bro. L, that is an insane message. Loki is low-key a freak for trying to have Lola as his pocket. Yo, that is wild. That is actually insane. L, what the heck, dude? What the heck, my guy? Does anyone have the new SBS volume, like, in full? Because I don't really want to look for a whole bunch of different pictures around everywhere. If we could just, like, find the pictures all in one post, that'd be great. Oh, it looks like I found a thread. It looks like I found a thread. Thank you, L. God bless you for the 2. That is an insane donation, though, bro. That is insane. All right, guys, let's go through the SBS, and then we will transition into open mic. L is burning off some steam. All right, first question. Hello, my little Oda. What do you mean, my little Oda? Boy, if you don't... Yo, hello, my little Oda. Boy, if you don't... Hello, my little Oda.
Boy, if you don't get...
What is this, my little Oda? I want to know how Kid managed to steal Big Mom's poneglyph. I'll send lots of kids. Bro, what? Your little Oda, you'll send him lots of kisses. Dude, what? Oh, you're mistaken. Japanese is... You're mistaken. Japanese is so cute. You're writing from France, huh? I'll send you kisses too. Bro, Oda! I'll send you kisses too now. Getting straight to the point, he attacked one of Big Mom's warships, defeated the commander's Snack on board. He got the copy of the road poneglyph in exchange for sparing Snack. That's it. It was also said that Kid ran away when he saw Big Mom, but in reality, his goal was to simply steal the poneglyph. I guess this is some pretty interesting stuff. I mean, leaked Eddie and Oda DMs. I mean, guys, does this bother you that this is in SBS and not in the actual manga? It doesn't really bother me, you know? How do you guys feel about it? Does it bother you that we figure this out in an SBS? Which, by the way, if you guys own the physical manga volumes, the SBS volumes are at the end of every chapter or most chapters. So you'd end up reading this anyways. How do you guys feel? I don't really mind it. You know, it's just kind of like a little extra detail. At Evil, I'm going to send you kisses. You are not going to send me kisses. I really don't care. Kid is mid. Useless Captain D mid. In volume 109's SBS, it was revealed that Hanafuda exists. Is he the father of Ulti in page 1? Huh? You were talking about that guy, the former warlord of the sea who got taken down by Ace. I thought I hit it really well. Whatever. Yes, he is, lol. But what you really meant to ask is the relationship between Hanafuda and Kaido, right? As pirates, they have clashed in the past. Dude, how would this guy Hanafuda not get his pack smoked by Kaido? Unless Kaido for some reason wasn't going for the kill. But then again, Kaido believes that death is what completes a person. The only person that Kaido completed was Luffy. Death is what completes a person. Bro, the only person you completed was Luffy. But ultimately formed an alliance due to their common goal. He has such faith in Kaido that he would entrust his own children to him. His hobby of collecting Zoan fruits is to help strengthen the beast pirates too. Hanafuda is one of the many who was captivated by Kaido's strength and gave them their all to help him ascend to the throne of Pirate King. After being defeated by Ace and being banished from the warlords, he was killed by pirates whom he made a grudge against while on his way to children. Okay, I don't really care about Hanafuda, but that is pretty interesting that Hanafuda is canonically the father of Ulti in page 1. Odachi, can you show us the miracle combination after 20 years? How would it look like? Will it turn into Super Gargan 3? PN 420. Is this Noland 420? Nolan 420? Luffy, Chopper, Nami, Sanji, Robin, Usopp. Dude, that's horrible. Oh my goodness. Nika, Frankie, Usopp. Yo, this is atrocious.
Oh my god, bro.
This is atrocious. You guys know that fan art where people get like all 4 Yonko and they mix it into one? Like they get all the Yonko and put it into one. Dude, this is so ugly. Guys, smash or pass. I'm just kidding. Don't answer that. Question. I want to know Arlong's reaction when he found out that Jinbei joined the Straw Hats. Here you go. Okay, Oda. Again with this cringe face. Yo, Oda really started this cringe face back in Wano, and he's really hung on to it. Smash. Oda Sensei, hello. I just picked up this letter. He. Since I picked it up, I guess we could start the SBS. Bro, such a waste of an SBS question, man. Odachi. Recently, dirty jokes are kind of popular among boys. Most of them are One Piece readers. Is One Piece actually the cause of it? Yeah, let's sue. Oh no, Oda's one of them, guys. Oda Sensei, if you could eat 2 devil fruits, which one would you eat? I want to have the clear fruit and the rumble fruit. What the hell type of combination is that? I wonder if Oda Sensei would pick them too. Yo, guys, if you could have 2 devil fruits in one, what would they be? I would have the Ope Ope to me mixed with Nika. Just completely unfair choice. Just that's totally bonkers. I'm Nika mode with the room. E, I can have two. Clear fruit, absolutely. And which one? Clear fruit, absolutely. And clear fruit, absolutely. And warp fruit, objective decision. It's so I can save people. Yeah, okay, Oda. Yeah, clear fruit mixed with warp. Yeah, you're definitely not going to be a pervert with that, Oda. Clear fruit mixed with huge. Man, you guys all want to say the clear fruit because it's on the SBS, huh? We got Smokey with the 10. God bless you, Smokey. Thank you, brother. I've got something kind of interesting I wanted to talk about since we are seeing the shame of Elbaf finally stand. It'll be fun in the VC. Hey, Smokey will be waiting for you. And again, guys, if anyone else wants to join the open mic VC on the stream, hop onto my Discord server, !Discord. Thank you, young Smokey. I can't wait to see it, bro. You got the theories. You got the takes, bro. God bless you, man. Thank you, Smokey, with your tremendous support. As always, brother. I don't see vertical speech bubbles very often in One Piece. Longer sentences are broken into multiple lines or bubbles. Why is that? Oh, you notice that, huh? Haha. I'm kind of nervous, though. Or now, though I think back into the early parts of the series, I did use vertical speech bubbles. Then one day I saw that in the overseas editions, the horizontal oriented English texts were jam-packed into the narrow bubbles. Since a lot of localizations use horizontal oriented text, I made the bubbles in a way that would make it easy to read no matter what language is translated into. Yo, what a king. Yo, Oda, you're such a king for that. You see this, guys? He was probably watching our reactions, guys. He was watching our reactions, and Oda was like, "Oh man, I gotta do the horizontal bubbles." The evil channel is struggling to read the bubbles because they're vertical. Yo, shout out to our boy Oda. Amazing.
L tipped $2. Check Discord.
Thank you, L. God bless you, brother. Thank you for the 2, man. I'm telling you, when I hear check Discord, it's just terrifying.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
So when you said there's a new agenda, this new agenda that you're talking about is Foxy, evil by the end of the meme war. This is not going to be me by the end of the meme war. Me and young Smokey are going to stand victorious by the end of the meme war. How Smokey slid to defend his queen, Charla. Really, L? Really? Really, L? I am not Queen Charla or Charlas. That is not me. And I'm not Jabra. I'm not Foxy. L and his memes, bro. L and his agendas. I don't want to see anybody laughing either. I better not see anyone laughing at these memes. Thank you, L, for your donation and your horrific memes. I have an idea for your new nickname, Odachi. Oda Pollo sounds cute, right? Please use it. Okay, thanks. I'm such an old man, huh? Shanks said that when Zoan Devil Fruit users awaken their abilities, it often leads to their nature being completely taken over. So the jailer beasts in Impel Down were also originally humans who got taken over by the fruits? Yes! Lucci, you're at risk. They said, Lucci, you're at risk. Interesting. Because you guys remember on our last stream, we talked a lot about the awakenings, the jailer beast guards, Lucci, Yamato, Luffy. Interesting. Lucci, you're at risk. Lucci has the Hagoromo, the white scarf, the cloud. But then the Jailer Beast guards don't. Luffy had it in Gear 4th. Yamato had it as a child. Guys, I can't make heads or tails with what the Hagoromo scarf means. I really can't. If you wanted to say they have to awaken, well, that's not true. Luffy was in Gear 4th. If you want to say, oh, white for good, black for evil, that's not true because, well, maybe the white and, well, no, that still wouldn't be true because the leopards are not seen as evil. And Killingham, the new Holy Knight, he literally works for an evil corporation. The Gorosei, the Celestial Dragons, and his cloud is white. I can't make heads or tails. And Smokey with the 10. God bless you, Smokey. Thank you, bro. He said, enjoy this, L. I'm definitely going to be plotting now. You've had your fun. Now it's my turn. You do realize I can easily turn Simon on you. We are pirates after all. You are not safe. Hey, L, you better watch out, man. L, you're on thin ice, buddy. You're on thin ice, buddy. L, you're playing with fire. And in this case, the fire is Smokey. He will turn Simon on. Pause. Pause. He will turn Simon onto you. Or I mean, turn Simon against you. Don't test Smokey, L. Don't test him. Don't test him. Thank you, Smokey. And thank you, L. Jinmarks said L equals Emu-sama. Yeah, L is the emu of the channel, bro. If Luffy had 6 satellites like Vegapunk, how will they look like? No way, dang it. York, 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 Atlas. Okay. Okay, Oda. We know that Luffy's a glutton, bro. I get it. Luffy's a glutton. Luffy's a pig. He burps and farts like a certain person I know. Good morning, Oda-sensei. How does Shanks roll up his sleeve when he's missing one arm? What? You're focusing on that? That's true, but don't worry. That shirt just looks like that. There are many kinds of shirts, right? Short-sleeved, long-sleeved, rolled-sleeved. There you go. It's just a shirt with rolled sleeves. Have you ever seen him with unrolled sleeves, huh? Ooh, yo, imagine getting clapped by Oda, bro. Yo, Smokey and L, could you guys imagine being lifelong One Piece fans who finally decide to build up the courage and you write to Oda and he answers your question? You read the new SBS volume and your heart drops because you see your questions there, and then you get completely obliterated, get your pat smoked on by Oda? That's rough. Oh, did we read this one already? Okay, we read this one already. Bro, how many SBS questions are there? Holy moly. Odachi, hello. In chapter 987, was the bridge that the Roger Pirates and Odin saw Tequila Wolf? Or Bourbon Wolf? And what is the name of that planet that Luffy and the others are adventuring? Isn't it Verth? Why? You're focusing on that? The planet is called Blue Planet, and the bridge that Odin saw, it's not Tequila Wolf. How did I know that? I won't say it's Bourbon Wolf, but it's not Tequila Wolf. That's my answer. We find out there are 4 bridges in chapter 1125, so there's no way you could know that in chapter 967. But looking back, why did I think so? Amazing. Okay, interesting, interesting. Blue Planet, Verth, same thing.
L tipped $2, turning Simon on. That's how you're trying to convince him?
Hey, Smokey.
Thoughtful face.
Smokey, you're alone on that one. L, thank you, brother. God bless L. But Smokey, you're on your own with that one. He caught you there. He said, turning Simon on, that's how you're going to convince him? Thinking face. Hey, Smokey, you need a rebuttal, bro. I think he might have you cornered, man. You need some type of rebuttal, young Smokey. Thank you, L. I don't know what Smokey meant by that, but I mean L, I don't know what L, well, I guess Smokey too. I don't know what they meant by that, but hello, Oda-sensei. What happens to man-made devil fruits when the user dies? It becomes a devil fruit again, right? Nope, it disappears. Ooh. I actually never thought about that. That's interesting. I feel like if I was gonna assume this answer, that's actually interesting. I guess it does make sense that the fruit would disappear, right? The fruit would disappear because it's not an authentic, genuine, natural devil fruit. Interesting. Is there a name for the celestial dragon hairstyle that looks like a banana? You call it a banana? That surprised me, ha ha ha. Well, there doesn't seem to be an official name for it, and they don't really talk about it, haha. So the celestial dragon hairstyle is called Noble Opener, since it looks like a wine opener. It's easy to remember. Did you all open it? Yo, if I see a single joke about this SBS volume, we're gonna have an issue. We got Smokey with the 10. Thank you, Smokey. God bless, brother. Eddie, you effed up what I said. Turning Simon on. I said turn Simon on you. No, but you're still saying turn Simon on. You're saying turning Simon on. You effed up. Don't shift blame onto me. Read slower. LOL. You're distracted, Eddie. Look, I'm sorry. Smokey, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Don't switch teams, Smokey. Please don't switch teams in this meme war. Please don't do it. I will be alone in this meme war. It will literally be you, L, and Simon versus me. I can't defend myself against you three. I can't do it. Stop bullying Evil. He doesn't look like Charlos. Exactly. Exactly. Shout out to L. Shout out to Smokey with their utmost amazing support for the channel. God bless the both of you, as well as everyone else who's here in the stream, everyone else who has super chatted. Jin Mark said, I'm always with my captain. Hey, at least I have one person on my team. At least I have one person, man. All right, next one. Oda Sensei, hello. In my previous school, I did Sanjay's Diablo Jambe while spinning around, and then all my friends started ignoring me.
Oh my god, bro.
Bro, is this like the equivalent of like going to school and doing like the Naruto run? That's the society we live in. Bro, chat. Oh man. Yo, if I do end up sending my kids to public school, bro, I gotta make sure that they don't get bullied, man. Like, I gotta teach them, like, yo, be yourself. Don't put on a fake persona. Be exactly what you feel. But just be aware that kids are evil and kids are mean. Kids will find anything to bully you over. In my previous school, I did Sanjay's Diablo Jambe while spinning around, and then all my friends started ignoring me. What did I do wrong? And then he just says, that's the society we live in. Hey, you know what? He gave a real answer. You can't be mad at Oda. He gave a straight up answer. That's the world we live in. Shout out to Smokey with the 10. God bless you, brother. He says, I got your back. Middle finger L. But you see how quickly he turned the phrase, you gotta watch his butt. You're right, Smokey. We need to stick together in these troubling times, in these troubling waters, brother. Smokey, me and you, we can't let someone come in and be a Judas, okay? We gotta stick together. We gotta have each other's back. We can't let the evil that is L and Simon project that word. We can't let it grow and fester, Smokey. It's just me and you, brother. It's just me and you. Thank you so much, Smokey. Hey, and he said middle finger L. L, you better figure that out, bro. He gave L the middle finger. Is that all for the SPS? Okay, last one. My mother said that anime is for kids. My friends don't really read manga. But after seeing the live action, they started reading the manga and got hooked on it. I'm so happy, Oda Sensei. I guess you're really different from the average person. What devil fruit did you eat that you can also be involved in the live action while still drawing the manga? All right, this is a super happy postcard. PN, what's PN? XK Chan. What does that mean? PNXK Chan. What does that mean? Oh, that's the person's name. It's from overseas, but here we are. Your mother said anime is for kids, did she? It's common that in foreign countries, the adults generally don't seem to read manga or watch anime. In Japan, it used to be like that too. It would be amazing if there was a universal magazine where anyone can enjoy manga series, regardless of age. It really motivates me. Hey, but guys, don't you feel that like anime and manga over like the past 10 years has really grown? Like, if you guys think back to like 2015, right? That's crazy. 2015 was 10 years ago. That's absolutely insane. But if you guys think about it, right? In 2015, anime was a little rocky, you know, because I remember I used to watch anime and talk to people about it. Anime was a little rocky. But over the past few years, anime and manga has been growing, bro. Like, back when I used to work at like 9 to 5s, like regular jobs, like 2-3 years ago, bro, all of my coworkers watched anime. It was so normalized. It was so regular and even read manga. Like all my coworkers were reading Jujutsu Kaisen and they were watching Bleach. Like it was so normal. Like how Jinmark said, COVID helped anime and manga just hit, you know, the public. Everyone started, you know, accepting anime and stuff like that. L with the 2. God bless you, man. You can't spell evil without L. Okay, so that means I need you? L, I need you, brother. I need you. I need you in this cold world, L. And L with the 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Can we get a W in chat? Can we get salutes in chat for the boy L? Salutes to the boy L, man. Leon did not get a membership. Madhov got a membership. GDJ got a membership. Mugen got a membership. Brandon got a membership. Teddy got a membership. Why do our regulars always dodge memberships, bro? Leon missed the membership. How? Guys, I'm telling you, what you guys need to do, to those of you who want to get gifted a membership, it's one of the buttons in the chat. I think it's this the money button. If you click it and then hit membership, I'm pretty sure there's an option for you to enable gifted memberships. So when people gift a membership, you can get one. You guys figure it out, put it into the chat how to enable it. Because we want our regular viewers to get memberships. L with the 2. Thank you, brother. God bless. Whoever gets members roast evil. Nah, don't do it. Don't do it, Madhov. You better think L. Don't roast me. JDG, you better think L. Don't roast me. Mugen, you better think L. Don't roast me. Brandon, Jacob, you better gift L. Or think L. And then another 10 gifted. Yo, L's recruiting for the meme war. Oh no. L's recruiting for the meme war. He's buying their allegiance. The fleet is rising. He is buying their allegiance. L gifted 15 memberships and he said, whoever gets a membership, roast evil. Oh no. Oh no. Chat, we might lose this war. If you got gifted a membership, L told you to roast me. So therefore, you're on L's team in our meme war. Oh no, chat, are we gonna make it out alive? Are we gonna make it out alive in this meme war? Chat. What do we do? What do we do? Thank you so much, L, for the many super chats and memberships. God bless you, man. Thank you so much, brother. When Jinbei brushes his teeth, does he use a regular sized toothbrush? Wouldn't it be hard to do that with a normal toothbrush? Jinbei brushes his teeth with a scrubbing brush, but he only carefully brushes the big fangs. Once a week, he sheds the other teeth with a whoosh. Since he's a shark, his teeth grows back easily. Okay, bro, I didn't really care for that SPS. Gear 5, Gomo Gomo no, Dawn Paper. What is Dawn Paper? Thanks, whoever gave me a membership. I'm pretty sure it was L. Yeah, it was L. You can see it in the chat. It says, Real-ish was gifted a membership by L. You want to thank L. I've only been on the stream twice. Hey, I'm glad to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe, brother. Gear 5. Gomo Gomo no. Dawn Paper. Wow, stop. Everything's turning white. The paper's turning blank. Okay, the SBS ends here. See you next volume. All right, guys, and that is the SBS 111. Volume 111 will be released on March 4th, birthday of the Minotaur, in the story of Daedalus, the meaning of D. All right, guys, is it time to get into the open mic session, guys? Is it time to get into the open mic session, guys? If you are down to hop on stream and talk to me in voice chat live on stream right now, I just did ! Discord on my Discord server. And yup. And Young Smokey with the 100 Young Smokey, thank you, brother. God bless. And I know that you said the stream elements isn't working for you. I'll try to figure that out. But regardless, you have went above and beyond with the super chat support. Thank you so much, brother. He said L couldn't buy the chat, but it's cute. He's trying. Y'all seem to be pretty fickle, but nobody wants to go ban for ban. If YouTube would let me become a member and gift memberships, this blank would be over. This man Smokey would drop like 100 gifted memberships. This dude does not play. Young Smokey, brother, thank you so much, man. Just you and L and Simon, you guys are just astronomical with the memes, the theories, the jokes, the support. Simon, L, Smokey, etc. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much, guys. And you guys know that like YouTube is like my main thing, guys. Like this is my main thing, right? You know, this is how we eat. This is how we pay our bills. This is how we, do the things we got to do in life. So the support is astronomical. It means so much to me. I truly, truly, truly can't thank you guys enough. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Young Smokey, thank you, brother. L, thank you, brother. Simon, thank you, brother. Real Blackbeard Propagandist, thank you, brother, amongst many other people that have supported. I thank you so much. It means so much to me. And L with the 2. You bought evil. I can get my point across with just $2. Hey, can he though? Or can you though, L? Can you? Because if Smokey drops a hundo, I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna turn to Smokey. Everyone's gonna listen to Smokey with the hundo. And now L with another 2. Thank you, brother. Check Discord. What am I Vegeta? Or is it this? Bro, this is not what's gonna happen. Smokey, don't believe him. Smokey, don't follow the hype. Don't follow the hype. I trust you. I might be Whitebeard. You might be Squard, whatever his name is, Squard. This is not going to happen. This is fake news pushed by the radical left. Don't buy into it, Smokey. Don't buy into it.
Bands will make her dance.
Bro. Okay. This one might actually Smokey, I don't know how we're gonna recover. Smokey, we're in trouble. This one, I'm not gonna lie, this might be one of the most devious memes against us. How are we gonna recruit, or how are we gonna recuperate after this? Smokey, we are in trouble. Smokey, we are in trouble, bro. How are we gonna make it out of this one? That was a devious blow. Smokey, what are we gonna do? Smokey, we're at like 2 HP, bro. Smokey, we're at 2 HP. We're paralyzed at 2 HP. We are in big trouble after this one. Ella hit us where it hurts. Don't you hear the beeping? Don't you hear the ringing? Smokey, we are about to faint. We are on our last mon. Okay, Al, that might be one of the most funniest ones I've seen so far. I'm not gonna lie. This might be one of the funnier ones. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. All right, guys, listen. Smokey with the 2. I'm not worried. Relax. Well, I'm worried. Smokey, this was a devious blow. I am beeping. Beedoo, 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 beedoo. I'm about to faint, Smokey. If you're the Pokemon trainer and I'm the Pokemon, I'm at 2 HP and I'm paralyzed and I'm immobilized by love. I'm in huge trouble. I'm about to die. I'm paralyzed. He used the tracked pause and I have 2 HP. What are we going to do? Are you going to use extreme speed and hopefully I'm not paralyzed and immobilized by love? We're about to die, Smokey. Okay. Listen, guys, this is our plan for the open mic today, guys. I'm not shaking my butt, J-Bro. Why would you ever ask that? This is our plan for the open mic today, guys. We will have a limit on the open mic. There can only be 3 people with me at a time because I do want everyone to be able to speak and people not to interrupt each other and to not erupt into chaos. So there's going to only be 3 people at a time. And if more people want to hop into the open mic, we're going to have to rotate people out. Okay, chat? Now we're beginning the open mic. Welcome to Smokey. Welcome to SL. And welcome to the one and only Jabril. Any of those?
I think I'll let SL and J Rule go first, and then we can talk about what I wanted to talk about that I was talking about in the super chat.
Say what's up to the stream, J-Bro.
I'll let J-Bro go first.
J-Bro's scared. He's nervous.
Oh, man.
Come on, J-Bro. You've been... What is... Yo, don't tell me this dude's in the bathroom right now. He forgot to unmute. Oh, yo, this guy had to squeeze one out before the... No! Oh, no. He said his thing is messing up.
Well, why is there somebody named Jabril in the chat and then somebody named Jabril in the YouTube chat saying, Eddie, shake that ass for us?
Bro.
What is going on with this stream? It is degenerating. Between Jabril, this is ridiculous. By the way, El, you had your fun today? Oh, brother, I'm going to have a hell of a day thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. I got 24 hours to wait. Tomorrow is my off day. Every single TV show, every comedy, every single GIF, every single meme, I hope you are ready.
Name said he's going to kiss me. Can you guys bully him really quick?
He's on his Blackbeard arc. He's about to be splotting.
Yeah, this man Blackbeard, a.k.a. Smokey, is going to be coming up with a devious plan.
By the way, El, if I'm his sugar daddy number 1, you're his sugar daddy number 2 with them gifted subs, super chat, stream elements. I'm not the only one dropping money, friend.
He's not the only one dropping bands to make me dance.
So you might as well put yourself in that meme right there watching him dance on the pole if you want to get serious. If we're actually using logic with the memes. Because if I'm sugar daddy number 1, you're right there beside me.
Oh, man. All right, Mr. SL, what are we feeling about 1141?
All right. Well, few thoughts from... Okay, well, the first thing I posted earlier in theories, which is nothing crazy, but just because I was looking at the Roger flashback the other day, if you see the panels in there, and it was said in the Roger flashback that, like, it was prophesied from Shiarly, the shark girl, that a carp would marry into the family, like a fish, a carp, which represents like Otohime, because then in the next panel they're saying Otohime has been leading political demonstrations, demanding the king to better our relationship with humans, and then later on we know they got married and had a kid and all that. So I think that fish in the mural might be Otohime, like the carp. I think that might be a carp.
In the
based
mural?
on that. Just because of how, like, yeah, it's like a fish right next to the mermaid, and then he got married to Otohime and then had Shirahoshi, who's a mermaid, who's Poseidon. So
I want to say really quick, L with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much, brother. God bless, L. Thank you, King.
I have a question for you, SL, real quick.
Yeah.
So you think Otohime is the part of the carp family, correct?
She could
That
be,
fish family.
based on that,
So
yeah.
I'm just want to ask you a question. I'm not saying that you're not on to anything, but I want to ask you something real quick. Wouldn't she be a koi with the way like her back fins, if you want to say a knot, the way it's tied up, it looks like a koi fish. I think of Goldeen, the Pokemon, when I think of Otohime. That's my only
Well, like,
question.
I'm not saying that Otohime looks super like a carp. Obviously, she's like a fishman, so she's not like fully a fish. But they literally said like a carp family will marry into the royal family, and then they brought up Otohime right after that, and then later we know that she marries Neptune and has a kid. So there can't be anything else based off of that. But yeah,
Okay.
but the
I was
fish
just
might still
asking.
not be her. But like it makes total sense that it could represent her because it was also a prophecy and a vision that Chiarli had, and then that lines up with the mural and stuff. So it would make sense.
So do you think Toki is in this mural? If we're going to say Otohime is in the mural and it's
Yeah,
bringing up past characters, do you think
maybe,
Toki is in it?
but I've got no clue where she would fit in.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting.
On the Wano ship that he's looking at right now?
Oh, but the problem is, do we know that Arahime during the Void Century was a citizen of Wano? Do we know that, or does she just end up in Wano looking for Odin?
So I remember with Toki, she was looking for Wano specifically. So I'm thinking Toki was a part of the Ancient Kingdom.
Because like my thing is, if she was a
Yeah.
part of the Ancient Kingdom, maybe she wasn't on the Wano ship in the painting. Then she only got to Wano during Odin's time.
There was a really good theory that Parvision did with Oki, not Oki, what am I saying? With Toki. And yeah, like I do think she would have been alive a long time ago. Maybe not all the way back to the Ancient Kingdom, but I think it would be pretty crazy and cool if she was. I think she probably at least dated back to like Ryuma, but she definitely had ties to like the older Kozuki days, like way in the past. Like his theory had some really good observations and speculations that made a lot of sense. I forget, it's been years since then, but
Yeah,
I definitely.
your take though is really interesting. I mean, I don't even remember this whole conversation about having a carp and marrying into the family, and it's interesting because they say it's a prophecy, so that's clearly like Oda foreshadowing, and that kind of throws like a monkey wrench in my idea of like first world being pre-void century, second world being void century, third world being modern day. Like, given your take is right, and I'm not trying to be biased, but that is rather interesting because then I would have to look at this mural with a different lens. I just think it's how convenient it is that there's one fish with the sea queen, because sea queen, whatever, because you would think like, no, if we stay with my take and we say that this is Shirahoshi, why is there only one fish? Because when you think of the sea kings, I feel like they would depict multiple, but yet in this depiction it's only one fish. So when you come back to this conversation about a carp marrying into family, it's interesting that there's two. But then again, actually, wouldn't, if like this was meant to, like, if this third world painting part was meant to symbolize Orihime and her marriage with a carp, why would that be a prophecy if it already happened? Or are you saying that this is Shirahoshi marrying a carp?
I'm saying like if I thought it was anything, I would think it would be like Shirahoshi's the mermaid, and then the carp is Otohime, like as her mom, because like she married into the family with Neptune, just like the prophecy, and then she was therefore like a part of the prophecy and a part of the mural in a way, because she was a part of giving birth to Shirahoshi, kind of like how like Mary was the mother of Jesus in a way, if you think about it like that, as like a parallel almost.
Yeah, Mary's definitely the mother. But I mean, this is
Right.
really interesting because one way to look at this is like,
You know what I mean?
yeah, because like one way to look at this is like, this is Shirahoshi, but maybe the carp doesn't have to be Orihime. Maybe it could be a guy. Maybe if Jinbei, Jinbei.
It could mean other things, but that's just so far the only thing that I see that makes the most sense other than just saying like, oh, it just represents all sea kings, which was the first idea that probably everybody had, including me. But I just noticed that on reading the flashback, and I was like, oh wait, a carp. I was like, yo, that actually lines up. That actually would make total sense. But
Yo,
it's
quick question.
no.
Quick question. What was the name of Tom's brother? You know, the fishman that Frankie met? What his name was again?
No idea.
All I was going to say is when they talked, he spoke about how fishman genetics broke down, how the child would look different than the parents, et cetera, et cetera. I was just thinking about it.
His name's Den. I don't remember that.
Yeah, his name is too.
It's probably more symbolic. There was also something somebody pointed out about carps meaning like something symbolic for something like change or something. And I forget exactly the specifics, but that would make sense too because Otohime was like trying to bring change and like have like repair like the relationship between people and fishermen and stuff. So that would also like have that symbolic significance too. So yeah.
I don't want to misconstrue what you mean by symbolic, but like I'm under the impression that like these characters are symbols representing somebody. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it could be literal too. Like it's possible that some things in the mural are literal and some things aren't, or like or some things can be a mix of both, I guess, because there's like so many ways to interpret so many things. Like I could sit there for hours and point out so many different possibilities for everything in that mural. It's like,
you know what? Something just occurred to me. We look at the mural, right? And there's 6 people on the ship, but notice how 5 are on the ship rowing, and then it looks like one of them got thrown off. Hear me out. Is that the 5 new Gorsei throwing out Saturn?
awesome. Oh,
I like that. I like that a lot. I love the idea of traders in manga, TV shows, in all fiction. All ways it can be written in real life. I like traders because it's so interesting.
Because like when we look at this monster, right, it's clearly like this big demonic, like fallen angel type of beat, fighting what's supposed to be Nika. But if you look at this in the end game, or even not even end game, look at this as Void Century. Why are there 6 people on the ship on the side of the monster? This like, and they're going towards like Nika's side. It looks like they're gonna butt heads, like it's left side versus right side. So you would have to wonder, okay, well then this must be the same side as the enemy. And I'm pretty sure like 99% of people think this is symbolic of Emu. So if you're willing to go that far and concede that like these people are working alongside Emu, fighting to leave Emu, why are there 6 and not like 12 or 5? So that just randomly popped in my mind. Like, what if this guy, this little one, is thrown overboard? It's symbolism of Saturn getting kicked out, and then there's 5 on the ship. So like this would fit into the depiction of modern day One Piece as far as the third world goes. What do you guys think about that?
So I have a question to pose you. What if all those people that are on the ship are the Gorosei family names, and you know those were the original kings that super supported Emu when Emu tricked all the kings, right? So what if those are the sovereigns that sided with Emu against Joy Boy, and that one that is being thrown off? What if there were 6 Gorosei? Because 6 is a number that is always heavily tied to the beast, to Satan, evil, demons, yokais, you call it. 6 is the devilish number. So what if that's a traitor? What if that is a traitor that actually helped Joy Boy? What if he had a 6th Gorosei that gave Joy Boy a way in?
Yeah, see, so this is why I stress so much in my mural stream that if we want to look at like each of these figures, trying to figure out like, oh, who's this guy, who's this girl, who's this guy, we need to like go to the core of it and figure out, how am I supposed to look at this? So like if we can answer the question that, okay, this far left side is modern day One Piece, then we know how to look at the fish. Or like we could say like, no, this far left side is actually the Void Century, then we could look at the boat a certain way. So I feel like if we could work our way backwards to the core, how do we look at this? What are we looking at? Like, are we looking at the first world, second world, third world, Void Century, middle of the Void Century, pre-Void Century, post-Void Century, right now? If we can answer that, then we could use that to tell us who these characters are. So like that.
Absolutely.
That's why That's why we like when we look at the ship, it would be hard for us to say like, oh no, that's past Gorsei 1 was a traitor. Or we would look at it and say like, no, the one being thrown out is Saturn 5 on the boat because current Gorsei. It would be hard to decide because we don't know how to look at this mural. Same case with the mermaid and the fish. And one thing that I'm thinking about is like we kind of assume that Joy Boy had all of these races helping him fighting against the the 19 kings, 18 kings, and Emu, the what would soon be the world government. But by the same token, don't we also assume that Luffy's gonna have all these races to help fight against the world government and Emu? So like if it's true for the past, Joy Boy having all the races helping him, including the Kazukis, why wouldn't it be true for the future? So like that's another argument to say that like this left side could be modern day.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely. And I think with the crazy, you know what's so freaking crazy and blowing my mind right now? We're like 2-3 weeks after the mural, like 4 I think at the most, and we're still talking about it. And you know, Oda, I never trust anything he says anymore because you can't when you look at the evidence. Like, how much of this mural could actually be real, and how much of this could be a red herring Oda put in there just to mess with us? Because we're still talking about this 4 weeks later.
Well, people were mentioning the lightning because of like in the mural, the lightning, and then the tree got allegedly hit by lightning, but we don't have a timeline for when that hit. Because if it was in, like, if that lightning hit within the last, like, say 400 years or something, it wouldn't probably fit with the mural because it should fit all the way back into like the first world or like maybe like the void century at most with like the lightning hitting the tree. So I don't think so. And I still think it's the Eve tree, but I think it could also be it could represent both trees simultaneously, possibly.
I
I
think
think the
with like the
yeah, go ahead.
delicate balance of trying to look at this like literally or symbolically or metaphorically, I think this is just my opinion. I think looking at it literally and deriving a meaning is probably better than trying to look at it symbolically, because when you look at it symbolically, it starts to become really hazy and we could look at the same thing symbolically and come to wild different interpretations. But if we look at it literally, we could probably come to a more narrow interpretation. So and like what you could always do is look at it literally, but then always remind yourself like it might be symbolic. But if you had to lean towards one, I would lean towards symbolic. Now one thing I want to point out, I mean, literal. One thing I want to point out really quick, and then I'll hear what you guys have to say, is that if you want to look at this literally for what it is, just black and white on paper, notice how the ship, it strikes the tree, but it's striking like the bottom of the tree. We know Fishman Island's at the bottom of Sunlight Tree Eve, and then you have the Noah's Ark right there next to the where the lightning strike is taking place, and there's 2 of each animal, just like the Christian story of Noah's Ark putting 2 of each kind on the boat. So I think that's far too ironic to maybe say like oh well it's the Elbaf tree getting struck. Like I get that because of the lightning, but like it's this too ironic that it's hitting the bottom of the tree, which would be Fishman Island, and then Noah's Ark is right there with 2 of each kind.
Right.
I have a question.
That's true. That's true.
You already know
I got
my
a question.
interpretation because I already said that that's what I think, that it's Fishman Island and then the Eve tree, because the Eve tree is right above Fishman Island, and that's where the Noah is, right at the bottom of that tree, like where the roots are and stuff. So I agree with that.
So you're saying that the Noah Ark, where they have 2 of each animal, 2 animals, 2 humans, 2 other animals, looks like a male and a female, but you can't really tell the difference. But that would make sense with the mythology. And then you have the angel. What was the angel's name that came to Noah and told him to fill the ark 2 by 2 with each animals? Did that angel have a name?
I forget if it was a name or not.
Was it Michael or I don't even know.
I'm gonna have to leave that to you guys.
I think it was a messenger angel, but I forget. I don't remember if there was a name or not. But I will say this: when it comes to like the angel, which represents like the sky people, we do have the connections there constantly, because like we have that in the mural. But then when the Celestial Sea Kings showed up in Fishman Island, they were like talking about contacting the race that helped build it, which seems like the sky people helped build the Noah, or at least the Shandians or something. But then they were like, "Oh, we can't. It's gonna be hard to do that now because like things are different now, and Like they were explaining like the differences now, what's going on. And then on top of that, we know that Roger said that the Sky Glyph, the Sky Island glyph, had information about Fishman Island and said that one of the ancient weapons was down in Fishman Island. So then when he came there in the flashback, he was like, oh, the ancient weapon's supposed to be here. And then he found out after that, oh, the prophecy, she's going to be born soon or whatever, like, and he was too early. So that was like the whole thing with that. So there's a connection with like Skypiea, or at the very least the Shandians and the Fishmen. They had to have had some kind of relationship in the ancient past.
Okay,
Definitely.
to go back to Smokey really quick. So in traditional Christianity, in Genesis, it says that God warned Noah about the flood, and I was actually leaning towards that, but I wasn't sure either way. But if you want to go away from traditional Christianity and look at the Book of Enoch, it's Archangel Uriel. I would probably side towards the traditional view of God warning Noah, but I don't know, maybe Oda puts a Book of Enoch twist.
Oh, that's cute. Simon and Elle are forming a alliance in chat. Don't worry, I'm gonna be cooking both of y'all once I have time to come up with freaking memes. You just wait. But back to Uriel, what's the chances that Uriel, if they go down that route, what are the chances if Uriel is a Lunarian? It's a prominent Lunarian, like a king or a queen.
See,
that's in the mirror.
That would be interesting, but like Christianity does have seraphim, and I'm pretty sure Uriel's not classified as a seraphim. Yeah, he's not classified as a seraphim. He's surrounded by seraphim, I guess. In I guess in they have an Orthodox icon of the 7 archangels, Jehudiel, Gabriel, Salatiel, Michael, Uriel, Raphael. Yeah, so he's not classified as a seraphim, but you know, Oda loves to use his own artistic twist, his own artistic vision. So he could use a Uriel in One Piece and make him a seraphim, but me personally, like my own opinion, I think that might be too much of a creative liberty. I feel like he might want to stay a little bit closer than, you know, grabbing Book of Enoch, using Uriel, and then adding that he's a seraphim. That I don't know.
The other thing, though, I was gonna say was like, you already saw like 3 of my latest theories that all connect to the sea forest and stuff. I was gonna say the man marked by flame, I think, is really important because like Oda's setting that up, and it's gonna be really plot relevant soon. Maybe after Elbaf a little bit, but part of it probably maybe even during Elbaf, like if we cut away and see some stuff going on. But like if you, because you know those panels that I have like in that one that I sent, and we see how like the man marked by flame supposedly uses whirlpools. Could be a devil fruit, or it could be a fishman or multiple fishmen on the crew or something, creating these whirlpools that sink ships that get nearby to their ship, the black ship. And we see like in the Sea Forest, there's this huge graveyard of ships where it's almost like a play on Davy Jones' Locker. And so in a way, you could say that this ship that's causing these whirlpools is almost like a play on Davy Jones, where they're like, anybody who gets close gets sunk. And so in a way, because we know the lore with like what Frankie and Brooke said and the lore from the Sea Forest and Fishman Island, that the currents of the entire world lead, like a lot of them lead to that area in the Sea Forest under the Eve Tree roots, and bring all these shipwrecks, and even rumored to bring the souls of the dead there. And so it's like either directly or indirectly, this guy is contributing it, whether he's intending to or not, by sinking ships with whirlpools. He's contributing to this huge wreckage pile. And then on top of that, we had the thing with like the white currents where they were said to be whirlpools by Robin. So there's a possibility that he's literally creating some of these whirlpools, or at least these white ones maybe. And he could be intentionally even like bringing some of these ships to that shipyard, to that ship wreckage for some reason. And coincidentally, which I don't think it's a coincidence, it's the exact same place where the glyph used to be that he stole. And like, it's just like way too much coming together at the same place.
Sorry to interrupt your program, but I can't believe 3 left that comment pinned this whole
Literally
time.
lift the glyph out of that area and then bring it up to his ship with the current. If he can control whirlpools, he can do that. So, or they could have picked it up. Either way.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm far. That was great. I do love your whole Davy Jones whirlpool thing. I love that you pointed that out. We saw that right in post time skip, the whole whirlpools thing. They used like the whole dragon sea serpent, and I did read this the other day. Shout out to you. I don't want you to think that I ignored you, but I want to catch up real quick because we had real Blackbeard propagandist with the 2. God bless you. Thank you so much, man. Z ha ha ha. Your boy is here. What did I miss? You missed greatness, brother. You're gonna have to watch the VOD. Real Blackbeard propagandist. Thank you. And then I think I saw someone, Fox45 said, "What should I name my baby boy?" Name him Peter. And L with the 2. Thank you, brother. He said Simon's a real one. Salute. Thank you so much for that super chat. And then Real Blackbeard propagandist again with the 2. Z ha ha ha. Check Discord. Our era of memes is here. Thank you, brother. I'll check Discord. And then another donation from L. Thank you, brother. Sorry to interrupt your program, but I can't believe 3 left that comment pinned this whole time. Which comment? The stream elements comment? I don't know what you meant, but thank you, L. Clarify. I want to know what you meant. And then right after that, Real Blackbeard propagandist with 20 gifted memberships.
Oh, I know what L is talking about. He's talking about where it says, "Eddie, shake that ass for us." That's what you have as the highlighted comment.
Oh, are you serious? Bro.
Listen, brother, I can't defend you when you make it so easy for L to get you, dog. I might have to join the other side.
Bro, I didn't realize I had that. Bro, why didn't anyone tell me that was the pinned comment?
I want you to play the soundboard. Wah, wah, wah.
You got me. You got me, Jabriel and L. I do want to go through memes really quick. Me unplugging Evil and Smokey's life supports. Yo, they're unplugging. Bro, Branks is joining their side too? Are you serious? Branks. I thought you were a real one. Oh, L versus Smokey. Alakazam versus Gengar.
Yo, Gengar's part poison type, so L's going down.
Look.
One psychic, he's down.
Bro, what you need to do, bro, drop a Calm Mind and then hit him with a psychic. He's done. Or 2 Calm Minds.
He's gonna hit me with a Shadow Ball first, though. Gengar's fast.
He's gonna hit me with than Alakazam, though?
They're pretty tight in speed, but I think Gengar might be faster depending on the generation.
Evil being the mastermind in the war he benefits from. If I was you, I would have let that. Yo, stop exposing me, bro. If I was you, I would have let that slide. No, I've never said such a thing. This is fake news. Yo, he put Real, Al, Amuni, Smokey, Simon. That's hilarious. Evil begging Simon to join his side of the cause. Yo, Simon, please, bro. You're the king of the memes. You're like the world's strongest memer. I need you to train me. I need your help, bro. When he finds out about the Black Sea, dude, what? Yo, the racist Zoro memes, I don't think those are ever gonna die at this point. What is this?
I mean, look at what Oda did. Oda had Zoro fighting Lucci up until February, and then by the end of February, he had Zoro beating Lucci. And February is Black History Month. The racist memes for Zoro will never die.
And then he goes and he makes Zoro a policeman, really? Like, yo. This is in Spanish. POV. Tu amigo te ayuda a darle. I don't even want to say this. This says something like your friend helping you with your girlfriend or helping you get a girlfriend. No!
What kind of meme is that?
No! No way, dog. Eddie, you can't let that one. You can't let that one slide, bro.
Yo, people are crazy, bro.
The only means of defense I have is banning these guys. Simon, really? It was Simon. Look at, yeah, jump that boy L. Jump him. Yeah, I'm gonna take his heart. Yo, I'm about to steal this man's devil fruit. Yo, Smokey, they got you as Van Auger. They got Wizdro as Lafitte.
Listen to the sound of my voice, chat. I am Van Auger. You will kill L. That is all.
Please smoke L's packs. L and Simon, I'm requesting all viewers to bully, and I mean bully in all caps, Simon and L. Even by the end of the stream after everyone calls him Charlos. Not funny, dude. Not funny. Me and Charlos have nothing in common. RBBP and L jumping evil with a Jabra agenda? Bro. Smokey, I need some help out here, bro. I'm getting demolished.
I can't do anything. I'm in the stream right now. I'm watching you doing the mob. You're the one who's getting attacked. See, they're going to split us up. They're going to split us up because you're going to blame me for something, and then I'm just going to join the other side. So stop getting distracted because I said I would turn Simon on L. That means switch sides. That means buy him. That means put out a bounty. And you got me talking about turning on another man.
Wait,
now how can I help you?
Wait, Smokey, didn't Simon said that L worked out at Taco Bell or something like that?
Oh my
Didn't he say that like a few weeks ago? Now that I'm thinking
If
back to
that's
it.
true, L, put me up with the nocturne fries. I need that cheese sauce. I need some Doritos Locos tacos. Hook me up, L.
All right, guys, again, thank you guys for the memes and all the super chats and the gifted memberships. Truly Blackbeard propagandist. You, L, Smokey, of course, Simon, God bless all of you. Thank you so much. I do want to get back to the discussion. What are we feeling for 1142? We got Smokey, Elite 1, and SL. What are we thinking for 1142? What are we going to be seeing?
I got two things. I think either the Monster Trio versus Loki, or I think the Straw Hats minus Luffy. For some reason, O will find a way to sidelock Luffy, and they'll go up against Loki together like they did Oars.
I think maybe he's gonna break the chain with the hammer, and then that way he can run around, but he won't. He'll still have the cuff on his leg, so he probably still won't.
That's good, Donavera.
And so, but he'll be able to run around and fight. Some people think that his weapon created the lightning that struck the branch. That's some people's ideas I've heard in the community.
I'm glad you brought that up because that brings me to what I was going to lead into and what I wanted to talk about. So let me ask you guys, do you think Loki actually has his fruit, or do you think he imbued the fruit into a hammer?
See, that's tricky. I'll let Elite 1 go.
Hard to say.
Like personally, like I think he's eating it because obviously like weapons and like objects eating fruits, that's kind of tied to like Vegapunk's capacity. Like he's the one kind of does that.
Hold on, I'll tell you. I got your answer. We just read in 1141 that Zoro pointed out it's Sea Prism Stone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's too convenient that like, oh yeah, by the way, he's in Sea Stone cuffs. You could argue like, oh well, they're tougher, they hold him down more, but like, come on, like I feel like it's making him weak because he ate his devil fruit.
Well, that's very true. Yeah.
That's another thing that's weird though, because you would think that maybe it wouldn't affect him because he has a boot on in between the cuffs, and same thing for Luffy. How Luffy was weakened, so he had to give the key to Zoro to unlock him, and so because he did that, he would like if he had done it himself, he would have unlocked him all the way. But since he gave it to Zoro, Zoro was like, okay, I have some leverage. I'm gonna have a little bit of a say in this too, and left the one on. But it's kind of weird because Luffy had boots on, so and he put his foot on the chain or the cuff or whatever. I don't know how that affects him through the boot. Maybe it's just that strong. Like the sea stone is.
Yeah, I think Law was effective with a sea stone nail. Like a nail was in his arm. and he couldn't use his powers.
Simultaneously, he was wrapped like originally with his whole body, so maybe it's like a lot less weakening because it's only on his boot, only on his foot. So maybe he is weaker, but not like compared to when his whole body was wrapped. I do want to go back to SL though. I definitely agree that they're gonna think that Loki's gonna swing his weapon at them, but he's gonna break the chain.
Right. And he probably
that'll be an impressive feat because I've never seen anybody break Sea Storm before.
And really quick before you guys go ahead, what Oda might do with that is like he'll break the chain so that he's able to walk around and be free. But maybe then there's an excuse that Oda could have to have like a slight nerf on Loki to where like he's not chained to a wall, but there is still Sea Prism Stone cuff on his foot, so there is a slight nerf.
Plus injury.
Okay, so this also ties into the second thing I wanted to bring up. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut anybody off. Okay, so I know that Threevil, you like the idea of Loki wielding the World Serpent Fruit, the Jormungandr fruit. So I'm taking that you want Loki to be a mythical Zoan. My question to you is, what if the mythical Zoan is being oversaturated and Oda decides to give Loki a Logia, and he calls that Logia Raiju, which in Japanese roughly translates to lightning beast that usually takes form of the wolf. I know the popular theory is that everybody wants the wolf and Loki to be Fenrir because Fenrir is Loki's child in Norse mythology. But what if Oda gives him a Logia fruit that transforms him into a lightning wolf, or he takes the shape of a lightning wolf when he attacks, which is why I asked you earlier in the beginning, at the main beginning, if you thought that the hammer was imbued with the fruit or if it was Loki. And that's all I was going to say.
Yeah, so firstly, I'm not opposed to Loki having a Paramecia or a Logia. I'm not against that. But like if I had to choose and there was a gun to my head, I would say that like Oda probably is inching more towards mythical Zoans in the story, just because when we see mythical Zoans in One Piece, nowadays like they're able to have like even elemental attacks. Like Kaido had lightning and fire and wind as a mythical Zoan, and then Luffy, he has a mythical Zoan. So like when you hear Zoan, your mind probably jumps to animal. But like Luffy's mythical Zoan is like creativity and like almost bending reality, and even like some Paramecia kind of aspects, like what we saw with Katakuri. So I would say with mythical Zoan, even though like you might argue like, oh, this guy has one, this guy has one, this guy has one, but it's not like that straightforward. Like there's a lot of flexibility in terms of what they could do and how they could attack.
Exactly.
And for the lightning wolf, like I think that would be better suited to label it as a mythical Zoan rather than a Logia.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, Logias are elemental powers, right?
Yeah, they're like elementals, and the No already has the electric fruit.
Well, the last reason why I brought that up, and I get it, it's a long shot, but I just wanted to put it out there. The last reason why I brought that up is because I believe in this chapter that we see that the Atom Tree is weakened by lightning, electricity, fire, whichever element you want to call it. But it's weakened by that. What if that could be foreshadowing whatever Loki's power is? He could end up destroying half of the Atom Tree or causing major damage to the Atom Tree. Because the giants live up on the leaves of the Atom Tree, which is crazy to me that something that as big as a giant lives on that tree is just living on a leaf, dog. That's insane.
And stuff, yeah.
I forgot who it
the
was.
scale of the tree,
It might have been King J. I don't remember who it was because it was like months ago, but someone pointed out, I think that maybe it was King J actually, that Loki's going to be one of the biggest reasons that the Atom Tree falls off or like it's broken. And I think he connected it to like some kind of Norse deity or some kind of Norse character. But now that I think about it, it is interesting because in 1141 we of course got like the whole thing about Elbaf's weakness being lightning and fire and how they had to cut a branch. So maybe that would lead towards like this kind of idea that Loki within his devil fruit, he has electricity, lightning and fire powers, and maybe that's going to cause like the tree to fall or they gotta cut the tree. Maybe he's like trying to shoot fire and lightning at someone, they dodge it hits like the middle of the tree and then the tree falls down.
Well,
yeah, it's definitely foreshadowing for like an enemy wielding those powers in this arc. I don't know who it could be, but Loki's probably the best bet so far.
That limb also, the cut off limb with the dark, it's like hollowed out on that old limb. You could totally like, it's almost like a small cave or something. Like you could, I mean, it's a big hole, but it probably doesn't go too deep into the tree, or else it would start like killing off the tree. But you could
Yeah, I
totally like
agree.
live in there,
I
or
agree.
have
Whatever that hole
power in
is,
there.
it's
There could
not
be
deep.
something in there, like somebody hiding up in there or something. Like, but I was gonna say too, though, this chapter, Anel stocks up, my boy, because Anel's low diffing the entirety of Elbaf. I'm just saying it. Because we
Yeah,
see
he
how
definitely
he has,
would cause insane
he
damage
has
to
some
him.
major, huge lightning attacks. Like, he could just literally destroy the whole tree and therefore kill everybody and drown everybody in the process. And on top of that, he can just levitate up in the sky. Like, who's stopping him? If he just levitates in the sky, like, way high up and just spams lightning down, dude, nobody's hitting him. Like, they can use hockey on their arrows, but he can just dodge with observation hockey while being that far away. It'll be easy to make the dodge before it'll hit. So he can
Well,
literally just
are
way up
you
there.
saying all that excluding Loki being on the island? Because he's not doing squat with the guy that beat him already on there. That's more powerful.
Well, no, like like I'm saying, like just in general, like if like
he's a problem.
Yeah, like if
He's
he
a
just showed up
problem.
to the Giants normally without Shanks or Luffy or anyone around to stop him, the Giants alone, they're not stopping him because they can't do anything about him. He'll just fly up in the sky. And
Yeah, I agree with that.
like they're getting
What
low
about
diff,
Gabon?
neg diff,
Is
like
Gabon stop him?
the whole freaking land.
Oh yeah, so, yeah, definitely.
Well, Gabon,
Yeah.
of course, would body him, but like,
Yeah, I think he's just talking about the Giants, but of
but just
course
like
they're
the
not the
Giants,
only ones that know that.
like they're not stopping
No,
him.
I agree with that. I agree with
Maybe
that.
Loki
Giants
would if
in
he wasn't chained
general,
up,
I agree.
though. Like if Loki wasn't chained up, though, like I could see him beating them. But other than that, everybody's getting cooked. Like,
You know, one thing like I was thinking about in regards to like Loki and Usopp. We all know like Usopp's always lying about like different things, and like I kind of saw the potential for a pattern with like the contrast between them, where like we got Usopp who he wielded a fake 10-ton hammer, and then we got like Loki with obviously Ragnar or whatever. If Ragnar is 10,000 tons, like that would be a callback to Dressrosa, where Hajrudin, like he nearly died under the weight of 10,000 tons from Mac Vice, and Zoro witnessed him do that, and that would literally be a callback to that scene where if Hajrudin told like Luffy and Zoro that, oh yeah, Ragnar is 10,000 tons, and then obviously Zoro and Hajrudin are there.
I think that's a really good point because at the end of the day, Elite One, we know all of Usopp's lies come true, especially about the one where he said he was going to beat the goldfish. That ended up happening at Little Garden. You know, massive goldfish, but Dorian Broggy was the one that beat him, but you get the point. Usually a lot of Usopp's lies come true. So I do think one day he could wield a 10,000-pound area.
You guys have a lot of great takes, and I'm agreeing with pretty much everything you guys are saying. Just to tie some loose ends together, like how Elite One said and Smokey were saying that like we always see Usopp lying, and then it ends up coming to fruition and ends up being true. So one thing I want to think about is like in 1141, we see how Elbaf's weakness is lightning and fire. Everyone hates Loki. Like how ironic would it be for Loki to have some type of fire and electricity powers and lightning powers? You think of like characters in Norse mythology such as Thor, who's supposed to be like this lightning electricity guy, and that if Loki took some inspiration from that, it would make sense why they brought up this whole thing about Elbaf being weak to lightning and fire. So I think that that's a good argument to say that like maybe Loki doesn't have like a Thor devil fruit or anything like that, but the argument is that he wields a hammer just like Thor does, and maybe that hammer has electricity powers with it or the devil fruit or something of that nature, but he could play the Thor role because of, again, this whole thing I talked about with fire and lightning. But then going back to Usopp, you would like the obvious question is like, how is Usopp going to wield a hammer of that size? Which, like, how convenient is it that there's an owl library who could shrink or make the size of something bigger? You know, like that's just so convenient. That's just so convenient in the same art.
People said you could just break off like a little tiny piece of it and make a small hammer for Usopp. Just like a small, like a
Yeah.
negligible piece of it, because it wouldn't really affect much. Like,
Yeah.
it's still massive. Like,
Do you remember the super chat I sent you the other day about Bilbo? I was talking about that.
Yeah.
oh, and someone said Ragnir could be like take the start of Ragnarok, Rag, and then take the end of Mjolnir, Near, and then Ragnir. There you go, Ragnir.
Interesting.
See, I thought about Ragnarok, but I didn't think about Mjolnir. That is very, very good. That
like
is
a hammer that creates chaos or whatever, like literally.
What's good, Simon?
Yo, what's up?
You like the takes we got? We got our Loki hammer take, Usopp Ragnir take.
Yeah, I was thinking, remember when Greg, he was in the stream, right? He would always bring up like Suitor
Yeah.
destroying. So maybe like I just want to like bring that up again because like maybe he'll play into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Loki has suitor powers instead of lightning, fire. You know what I mean?
Or maybe both.
But Suitor is fire. That's what you're saying. Like Suitor has like the heat and like
yeah
that kind
and
of stuff.
Suitor is supposed to be one of the progenitors, one of the major causes to a Ragnarok war. Loki's the same guy who said he wanted to create a massacre for Shaggy. He repeatedly said he wants to destroy the world. We have all these characters saying that he's gonna cause mayhem, and we hope he doesn't bring mayhem here, hopes he does it overseas. It's like this just repeated idea of him causing some kind of fight or war.
Yeah.
Fun fact, guys. In God of War Ragnarok, and some of the mythology is accurate when it comes to Ragnarok. That is the one praise I'll give God of War. They do a lot accurate with myths. Obviously, they embellish for Kratos' story, but they do very well. So what I was going to say is Muspelheim, which is one of the 3 primordial Norse realms, is full of fire. And that's supposedly where Suitor is before the Gallagher horn is blown, before Balder is killed, which brings Fimbulwinter. You know, Suitor's down in Muspelheim waiting to destroy Asgard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna post something in the chat to ping you the size. This shows like the sizes of the One Piece characters and like the Sunny, because the Sunny's supposed to be like 60 meters. But you can see how large Ors and Ors Jr. are compared to everyone else, including Hajruden. So, like, next chapter, basically Loki has to make Hajruden look this small to actually be Ors size, or Zoro's wrong, because maybe it's a bad translation, I don't know, but Zoro's might be wrong, or Zoro might be wrong, unless, like, Hajruden looks this tiny compared to Ors and Ors Jr., so we'll have to see.
That's a good point. I mean, we do know that that Harold had some type of like ancient giant DNA. So if like Loki is truly the son of Harold, then it would make sense that he would have ancient giant DNA, so he could be comparable to them.
He might at least be like bigger than other giants, but he still might be smaller than Ors or Ors Jr., but Ors is bigger than Ors Jr. too. But yeah.
Yeah,
I went back on already staying consistent with the scale and the size scale and everything.
That's another thing, yeah.
You're just gonna
The genetics is really diversified between Loki and Haruden. You know, the ancient giant DNA just so happened with the cause of fate, with the way you can do Punnett squares in science, the genetics just lined up to where Loki got the ancient giant DNA and Haruden didn't.
Yeah.
They have different mothers.
Well,
so they would have different
right.
Wait, have we seen Luffy stand next to Hyruden? Because maybe we could compare that to Luffy standing in front of Loki.
Go to Dressrosa where Luffy fought.
Like we call it like it's a different kind of tournament.
Oh wait.
I posted in the general chat the picture with like all the different characters.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate it is, but it's supposed to be like.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I didn't think to compare that. I don't see where Luffy is, but he's probably just like one of these.
He's probably like a tiny little thing somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, I see him. So Luffy would be like right there. Where's Hyruden now? He's right there. That's actually kind of hard. That's hard to say actually.
He's like, yeah, that would be crazy. He's that big.
Wait,
Actually,
is that the scaling? Is that the scaling in One Piece?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Someone Wolf in that
Sunny,
picture?
Bro,
Sunny
the
60
ore giants are crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, the Sunny's 60 meters, and the Ors and Ors Junior is supposed to be taller than that. I think Ors Junior might be 67 or something. Something like that. If you look it up on
Damn.
the
I
something like
mean,
that.
I'm trying to like give or take Luffy's size to Hyruden. Luffy would be like the boot of Hyruden. Then you look at 1141 with Luffy in front of Loki. Maybe Loki's like slightly taller than Hyruden.
Because I think the tallest giant that we have a confirmation on their height is like Dory, and he's like 22 meters roughly, somewhere in there. I think that he's the tallest one we have a measurement for, or other than like maybe Ors Junior. But in terms of like the regular giants that don't have the ancient genes, I think he's the one we have the highest measurement for currently. That's
You want to know what the craziest thing about that picture is? Just simply by the way Yorl is posed, not Harden, but Dory is bigger than Yorl. So Loki's got to be. Honestly, Loki might be the tallest giant. Tallest
Isn't
giant.
Euro like double Dorian, bro? Like, isn't he like double that size?
I mean, in the picture that Three Bull has pulled up, Yorl is kind of like hunched down, stroking his
they're
beard,
also hard.
but Harden is standing straight up. I mean, not Harden, but Dory. Dory.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dory.
You're good.
Hmm.
Yeah, they are supposed to be super tall, but they're also a little bit hunched. They're really old, so I don't know. Like those two older giants, Jarl and the other one, I forget the name.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
It's already 4:50. Sheesh, bro. When did we start? 2?
It was like
I think 2 o'clock.
Yeah, like 2.
All right, maybe we could run for like another 30 minutes or so. That'll give us some more time. So, next chapter, like, do we think a fight is going to break out next chapter, or do you think that's too soon?
I think you had I think you had an amazing idea with Odin subverting next chapter from a fight to just simply Loki breaks the other part of his chain. So like we get no fight and he just completely breaks out. And something else goes on Elbath and he pans away from this situation and he goes to Killingham or Summers and abducting the child. And then I think we could see next chapter. This is my wishful thinking, but I want to see next chapter if Angie is a suspect as I think she is. You know I don't trust that woman. I don't trust her. I can't throw her very, and you can't trust somebody you can't throw far.
I definitely want Loki to like beat the crap out of the Holy Knights for doing all this.
Yeah, at least a couple of them.
Crazy stuff they're
for
trying
sure.
to do. Crazy work. But yeah, like he's definitely mad at them. Like they killed his friends and they beat him up and stuff while he's chained up. Beat him while he's down, so to speak. Kicked him while he's down, as they say. So he's definitely probably got more of a vendetta against them than anyone right now. But I do think he'll break the chain and then maybe clash with a little bit of people and then he'll dip out after that maybe. But I'm gonna be honest, I can't see him beating Luffy in a fight 1v1 even if he was full health and didn't have any nerf at all. But then again,
I agree.
Then again though, Oda did admit that he nerfs like Luffy and the Straw Hats in the beginning of arcs and stuff. So I don't know, but yeah, he's definitely not beating everybody there, especially while he's.
I mean, at the very least, I can see him and Luffy having a major clash. I think he'll clash with Luffy, he'll clash with the Monster Trio, or he'll clash with the Straw Hats teaming up. He'll dip out like SL just said. I completely agree with that. I think Loki is going to dip out. Right now, he's super pissed at Gunko and Shamrock. I 100% think he's going to run to the Walrus School, just like Vincent said in the chat, just like you guys have been reiterating, I really, really think he's going to rush off and prioritize the youth of Elbath.
One thing that I'm thinking about is like we know that like through 1140 in previous chapters, the Holy Knights are gonna start trying to grab and capture the children, similar to like other things we've seen, like Punk Hazard. But since we haven't gotten any of that kind of build up 1141, maybe in 1142 we could start to see the beginnings of uh Gunko and Summers and Killingham going after the children. And I was reading through the chat, Dawn Avera and Vincent, if you kind of combine what they were saying, it would be an interesting twist if Loki just darts off and goes to the school, or if Loki darts off and runs into the Holy Knights grabbing the kids, and then that's like, oh, well, he's saving kids. Is he actually a bad guy? Maybe he could redeem himself, something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
does he know they're going to the school?
Does he what?
Oh.
Does he know they're going to the Walrus Academy?
Maybe he can sense them, though. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's not even because like he knows they're gonna grab the kids. Maybe he didn't even hear that, but maybe he just for one reason or another he wanted to go make sure kids were okay or something like that. Like some kind of twist.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good.
Loki running into Holy Knights and having that beef start right off the bat. Maybe he's gonna run away and look for them. Maybe he's like, nah, I'm gonna go look for them.
Yeah, that or maybe observation hockey. Maybe like he senses them.
Yeah,
you know people can do that from far distances.
That's another good take because Oda's been adding that. Even at the towards like middle of the egghead, Luffy sensing Kizaru. So Oda likes to add this kind of whole sensing thing. Oh, I sense a strong warrior.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wonder how his usage of haki is. Like, does he have like a commander like Conqueror's Colton, or I wonder what his haki usage is like.
He probably has Conquerors, but he might not have like mastered Conquerors or be able to use it in coding, because we know a lot of people can't. But it's a good chance he did, especially because he ran into Shanks. So even like if he didn't have it before he ran into Shanks, like if he didn't know how to code, maybe running into Shanks caused him to kind of realize about it, just like how Luffy realized about it when he got hit by Kaido multiple times with it, and then he was like, "Oh wait, you can code Conquerors."
Yeah, I'd be super surprised if Loki doesn't have Conqueror's
He's gotta be a Conqueror's user.
No, he has.
You have to be a Conqueror's
whether he has the Colton or not. That's the real question.
Yeah.
Luffy and Loki splitting the sky together.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Luffy's absolutely capable of splitting the sky, so could happen.
I mean, it would need Loki to be of a certain level for that to happen. Luffy, we know can do it. But...
Yeah, I do feel like Loki is like kind of like a gray character, like more of a nuance, like I've said this before, but
morally gray or just gray and nuance.
Probably morally gray, honestly.
Probably morally gray too, but like I feel like his reasoning for some of the stuff he did wasn't totally. Like his rebellion was bad. I feel like he was like had that like kind of like a rebellion thing going on, but like he probably didn't agree with Harold's ideology, and like some of the stuff he did was probably because just like the rebellion, but also maybe he could have been trying to like toughen the giants up, but at the same time it's like, yeah, it was probably just like a rebellion thing. But the interesting thing is with Ja Rule and like Big Mom's flashback. People pointed out how it seemed like Ja Rule didn't really totally agree with Harold's ideology either. But at the same time,
didn't agree, yeah.
But at the same time, he's not like willing to really like defend Loki in the situation, even though Ja Rule's the only one that was there allegedly. So it's like, what's going on there? But then there's just the whole thing with like the Knights. Quote unquote, I hate calling them the God's Knights and the Holy Knights at this point in the story after everything we've seen. I'm just like, bro, these guys are not no holy God's Knights.
Yeah, that's actually so funny.
I can't. I'm about to start calling them the Demon Knights. Like, no joke.
I mean, bro, I get what you mean, bro, completely.
Yeah, but
like me personally, because of Summers, I would call them the Comedy Knights. I don't know whether they can sing.
No, that stuff I was bringing up, bro. Like they're the complete opposite of Saint and Holy, bro.
They're
crazy.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? They're on the top of the world with the Celestials, and they think they're better than everyone, and they're like, we're the gods of the world, and we're all this, and it's like the opposite of everything. Like they're just, it's Yeah, it's crazy.
The weirdest thing to me is like, why did Summers say, "Did you come to see Harold's grave?" Like, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
that was
Like,
so weird.
that's so
That was
suspicious.
so weird. Yeah.
And then the fact that I pointed
The
this out.
things in front of his throne, the
Like,
symbol or whatever.
yeah, like maybe that's how maybe it was
They
already there.
contact him or
How
something. Yeah.
Shamrock and Gunko
Guys,
arrived.
fun fact, I just discovered now there's no exact, 100% geological location, but apparently the other giants, when they talk about other giant civilizations, the other giant civilization is in the South Blue. Maybe not the South Blue, but it's in the southern part of the world.
Well, I think
They call it like the Southern Giant Island.
I think there's multiple. I think they said they were kind of spread out in multiple places.
Yeah, they did. But they said, like, I'm saying that's where Jaguar is from. Jaguar D. Saul, he's from a southern giant island. And to bring this back to Harold real quick, why I got the floor to connect it, maybe Harold made a deal with the government to give them the southern giants or another giant tribe, their kids, etc., etc., etc. However you want to take it with the celestial dragons. Experiments, slaves, or part of the naval force. But maybe Harold agreed that he would go to war with the other giant islands.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his wife, Loki's mother, maybe his wife left him and went back to that island and then she died. I know they talked about the day. I think they said something about like the day that Big Mom was destroying Albath and she killed the village elder. That was the day Loki was born. Maybe she left Harold after that and she died. I'm just throwing conspiracy.
See, like,
I
got like
okay.
mixed
Wait, isn't
feelings.
Loki?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I cut you off. Bro.
Like, I don't know, man. I keep trying to like weigh in my head like Harold making a deal with the world government, and like I totally understand that, and I see where people are coming from, but like I'm trying to weigh it out in my head because like isn't Elbaf supposed to be like the same country that like worships the sun god, and like the world government has nothing to do with them, and in fact the world government's trying to subjugate them and take control over them. It just seems a little weird that like
that's why Harold's sus.
But like it almost seems like the opposite though, because like if Harold made a deal with them and is willing to like fill their agenda of not being warriors and getting into education and stuff, like it starts to seem that the world government does have some control over Elbaf, but that's not really what we're being presented
in secret, right? Because Harold died and this would have all been like unknown to most people. But there's also the possibility that Harold is just kind of that like play on things where it's like he's not like totally evil, but it's like his intentions are just really flawed and he's kind of being foolish in what he was doing. But here's the thing, here's another important point to bring up that I've brought up before with people is that notice how they were trying to invite Loki into being a holy knight. They wouldn't have invited Hajrudin, probably partly because Loki is like more pure-blooded as the prince, and Loki, Hajrudin's kind of more like a half, like more of like, that type of thing. But then on top of that, what if, because they seem to have known Loki or Harold to the point where they're willing to visit his grave casually. So what if Harold was a god knight, or what if he was a candidate for a god knight? Either way, or just because of their friendship with Harold, that might have been why they were willing to invite Loki into being a god knight. That's really suspicious. Why would they? And that also confirms that you can be not a celestial and still be invited into the gods knights. And Gunko
I have a quick question for you,
Gunko
SL.
didn't have the same title either. Gunko didn't.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
All right, SL. So we know in a lot of, especially Greek myths, it's happened in Norse myth, and I'm pretty sure it's happened in Egyptian myths, but the most evidence I can give is in at least Greek myths, where you have a god, which would be Harold with being the king of Elbaf, with his ancient giant DNA, a god with quotation marks, and he has two kids. One kid is fully like him. He's fully a god, and the other kid is like Hercules. This ties into the Greek myths. You got Hercules, the demigod, who goes out and he kills gods, he completes his labors, he does all those good things, right? What if Loki is the god, but Harden is the demigod, and Harden ends up being stronger? I was just thinking about that. I know it doesn't necessarily tie into everything, but I was just thinking about that since you were talking about Loki.
I mean, I can see what you're trying to say symbolically, but there's no way Hasruden will ever be stronger than Loki, and like Loki is basically emphasized on the mural, so we can see how important he is. It seems like eventually in the end of Elbaf or at some point, Loki will be allies with Luffy, based on the mural. He just has way more importance, and he's literally Loki, and they chained him up and all this stuff. Like
That's
we already
perfectly
know.
fine.
Yeah,
I just wanted to bring up the questions. That's it.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know what I mean? With
like,
mythology, you
in
usually have
terms,
demigods killing their brothers and sisters that are full gods because they've been excluded. So, you know, Harden's pretty upset. He's never been in line for the throne. His mother was exiled, I believe. Or even if she wasn't exiled, his mother wasn't recognized as a queen. You know what I mean?
in terms of like Harold being evil, like I do understand, like it might actually be a good point that, you know, Harold accepted, Loki got upset, ended up killing Harold, and the reason why they went to Harold is because they wanted to take control of the giants, and then they pushed like the whole agenda of not being warriors anymore, so Loki didn't like that, took out Harold.
Exactly, yeah.
And then they're like, all right, well, we can't have Harold working for us anymore. Our goal is to have the giant warriors under our flag. Well, I guess we're gonna go with his son.
There could be a moral gray thing for both Harold and Loki. Like they both might be kind of morally gray, or like have their own gray areas, but on maybe kind of like opposite sides, so to speak. But it's just kind of like, and the Holy Knights may not have been the ones that killed Loki, or sorry, Harold. But it's like, what really happened that day, and what motivations did Loki have, and like, you know, they had opposing ideology, it would seem, and
Also, real quickly, I just want to bring up Jarl and the sword in his head. Even if you think this is a common Oda gag, that sword is going to be important, I think. At least on how it's removed, because I think it's going to get removed. I think Jarl, like, stay with me now. This is all hypothetical. This is all how I would think about the story. Laurel has some sort of amnesia. He cannot fully remember exactly how Harold died. And he just went by instinct and blamed Loki. And then, you know, all Elbaf's leaders or most influential characters we've seen thus far said, hey, let's do that.
Well, isn't it said that that's Harold's sword or something that's in his head? Isn't it Harold's sword? That's kind of weird too, to be honest.
I think so, but the main thing I'm saying is Oda continuously points significance to that sword being in his head. Whether it's a joke or whether it's actually going to come to fruition or something, I'm just highly suspicious of that giant, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe Luffy can like turn the sword to rubber or something and then pull it out, and then Chopper can like heal him up after or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because I was thinking like if you pull the sword out, the dude's gonna die unless, like you said, Chopper's right there.
Yeah, and then turn it to rubber, and then it can't like cut him or anything. Hey, you know what I mean? Like
the sword
Yo, Tiny's brain to rubber.
What if it's the equivalent of the
I think you
myth
need to
of
turn the blade into
Usopp
rubber.
pulling out
His brain would
Excalibur?
still get cut.
Usopp. He just made Smokey said, "What if it's the equivalent of Usopp pulling it out like Excalibur?" Didn't they say Excalibur this chapter as well?
Yeah. That's actually the first time they've mentioned that in the story, which might be significant for later.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And there's Night on the island as well.
We'll probably wrap up in another 10 minutes. So if anyone here has any final takes, questions, theories, anything you want to share, now would be a great time. But this has been an awesome discussion so far. I do really like all the Ragnar stuff and the Excalibur. Maybe it's like with the Excalibur, because is it the story that he pulls the sword out of the rock or whatever? And like he was made to be worthy for Excalibur. So what if like Usopp's made to be worthy of Ragnar instead?
Well, that was
Yeah,
kind of like
that
the
would make sense.
that was kind of like the gag with Usopp and Ja Rule too. That's what he was saying. He's like, "Who's gonna pull out Excalibur?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah, so
um,
maybe Usopp does something, and Loki's like, "Here, Usopp, I'm gonna pass this hammer down." And then there's like this whole comedy thing where it's like, "Oh, the hammer's too big." Owl shows up, and boom, they shrink it.
I have a little fun fact about Mjolnir. At least when it pertains to Marvel comics, I'm not so sure about the deeper mythology, but as you all know, when it comes to Thor and his hammer, and it comes to Odin, whoever so proves themselves worthy will find themselves worthy of the powers of Thor, meaning anybody who's worthy can pick up that hammer, not just Thor.
Hmm. Yeah, so we could apply that to Usopp.
Exactly. If Usopp proves himself worthy in Elbath, he can pick up the hammer. That's my theory, but it's only Marvel. And we know Oda, he does not just look at mythology. He also looks at popular media. He's done Star Wars. He's done so much shit. And it's not just Oda. Toriyama's done the same thing.
And in
They
terms
all love Star Wars, Terminator, and all those franchises.
Terminator's fire. In terms of Usopp being made worthy, it doesn't even have to be a scenario. And I'm not saying you're saying this, but in terms of Usopp being made worthy, it doesn't even have to be the case that like Usopp defeats Loki. I think Loki would obviously stomp him. So maybe it's more of like almost like a Dressrosa thing where Usopp took out Sugar and then people praised Usopp for that. So maybe Usopp gets an important fight on Elbath. He's deemed as a brave warrior or deemed worthy or something. And Loki's dying and he's like, you know what, Usopp, like, yeah, you didn't fight me or defeat me, but what you did was so grand, so brave, so, I don't know, powerful or something. Inherit my hammer. And then this connects to how Oda gets SBS questions about like, how does Zoro have a sword or have the same sword that Odin did? And when Odin had it, it was huge, but then Zoro being smaller than Odin, the sword shrinks. Oda had to answer questions like that, but it's just, again, I said this earlier, too ironic, way too convenient that this is the same arc where there's an owl who can shrink objects.
You know, to like add on to that, the whole idea of like Usopp being worthy and like being chosen to like for the hammer and everything made me think of like the heaven realm, and like we haven't like even this deep into Elbath, we haven't really gotten anything mentioned about it.
Yeah,
and
we've got nothing about the Heaven Realm. It's a complete mystery. I have no idea about that place, honestly.
Yeah, and that made me think like, I believe like the Heaven Realm is like a sacred ground where like no giants are allowed to go there. Only those who are like deemed worthy by like the elder or the elders or the king. So either like the king at a time or the elder Yarrow are allowed to go to the heaven realm. And like obviously like you think about the connotations of heaven, like God, like angels, and like obviously holy, sacred, that. And obviously heaven is a place where people have to be worthy. Well, they have to be like of a certain caliber to go there. You get what I'm saying? So it's a sacred place. I believe like Usopp could get like that permission to go there by Yoro after doing something like some kind of act of bravery, and potentially like this hammer. Like obviously some people think he could get Loki's hammer like with the owl, could change the size or whatever, but I actually just think that there's another hammer in Elbaf, like Mjolnir, which will contrast the Ragnar of Loki. And Usopp, and it's in the heaven realm currently, and Usopp will be able to get it. And then like you have to think Loki's significantly stronger than Usopp. He'd wash him in a fight. But like there's one thing that's been emphasized in One Piece, that weak people can have extremely powerful weapons and abilities. Like they're very weak, but they can have extremely powerful abilities and weapons, like Shirahoshi, Nami with Zeus. Like I personally think Usopp's gonna get a weapon that is so powerful that it makes him formidable even to the strongest people in the story. Like it makes him formidable to the Yonko, to the admirals. They're all scared that they're gonna lose when he's wielding this weapon because of just how potent it is. And like specifically for Loki, like obviously he's hammer. Like I don't know if the translation was correct. I don't know if it was like TCB or like Viz, but like does it translate to like Iron Thunder or whatever? Like instead of actually being a hammer that allows him to wield like lightning, it could be a hammer like that on impact. The impact is like thunder, like the crashing sound, like of the hammer because of his physical strength and the weight of the hammer, like is like the sound of thunder crashing down on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was in the Japanese characters, it was said that Ragnar or whatever in the writing was like called Iron Thunder.
Yeah, the kanji was Iron
People
Thunder.
pointed that out.
I remember that.
Interesting. Iron Thunder. Again, that just plays into my idea that like he does have a hammer and he's like a Thor kind of character. But even if like he does have a little bit of Thor inspiration, that wouldn't necessarily mean only Thor. So he could have some Thor,
he could
some
be a
Loki.
fusion of multiple people.
Exactly.
Guys, what I will say is
honestly, he seems like a fusion of Loki and Thor. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Like he has the chaotic trickster aspects of Loki, and then he has the overwhelming strength and like chadness of Thor. Like pretty much.
The Sons of Harold, which would be like Odin, I guess. Kind of.
And like Luffy is invulnerable to like electricity, and he's invulnerable to like blunt force that doesn't contain haki. So in a sense, like he would like, for example, like if Loki crashed the hammer down on, I'm not sure if he knows Luffy's made of rubber. Like Luffy hasn't. I don't know if he saw Luffy do the shit to save Hajruden and those guys. But like if he hits Luffy with a hammer without haki, like just assuming like the physical strength and like the force is enough to kill him, and then he realizes it does nothing because he's made of rubber, and it leads to that gag throughout the series about, oh yeah, you can't crush me, I'm made of rubber. Yeah.
Well, plus the lightning wouldn't affect Luffy either. If it has lightning powers, it wouldn't do it. Just like Big Mom and Nanelle and everyone who's tried to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like the use would be the tree.
See, that makes a lot of sense because the things that we know about Luffy is he has a resistance to poison, he has a resistance to fire, and he has a resistance to lightning.
Yep. Well, he's like immune to
So
lightning.
it all fits.
The others, yeah, pretty much.
Well, after getting poisoned by Magellan and eating the poison fish on the way to Whole Cake Island, he's got a poison resistance.
Huge hugely. Yeah, probably the most than anyone in the world, I'm sure.
Yo, this man Luffy's like a Shedinja or like a Spiritomb. He has no weaknesses. I guess besides
what's
blades.
the ability? No guard? What is Shedinja?
Wonder Guard.
Wonder Guard, yeah.
I do want to read really quick. Thank you so much, JR. God bless you, man, with the 5. He says, now that we've learned more about Loki, do you have any thoughts on who Mosa might be from 1134? Loki seemed adamant about helping her right away. All right, so that's going to be the final question we ask. We'll wrap up in a few minutes. So I'll let Smokey, SL, and Elite, give their take on that, and then we'll probably wrap up. But JR, thank you so much. If any of you guys want to go first, be my guest.
I have a lot of thoughts, but I would like to let the other guys go first because I don't want to interrupt them. And I noticed I've been that a little bit, so I don't want to do that.
Nah, it's all good. We got input lag on the Discord. So, like, if we go to talk, someone else will start talking at the same time just because one of us will be slower than the other, so.
But I definitely want to let Elite 1 and SL go through first because they've had a lot of interesting ideas, and I'm starting to rethink a lot of stuff. But when it comes to most, I've already been kind of vocal about this earlier, so I'll let them go first.
Who is Mosa?
Gonna be real, I have, like, I don't know if he's an old man or a young woman. Like, I have no idea. Genuinely.
I have to look back at it because I kind of forget. Let me look.
Like, I know they thought Loki was like a good guy that was like putting on a facade or whatever, but like I have no idea where. Like, it could relate to the Walrus Academy. Like Loki could go over there and then save one guy, and then it would be like, oh yeah, I recognize the sound of your voice, you're Mosa or whatever. But like, I don't know.
I forget the exact context. I have to look in the chapter because I've been so occupied with all the recent chapters with all the mural stuff and diving deep into all the lore and everything, trying to figure things out. So it kind of mattered a lot for me.
So here's what I think, guys. I have 3 theories. 2 of the characters that I'm thinking about are going to be completely wild cards. One character, as I already alluded to earlier, I just do not trust Angie. So
You were
that
just
is
Angie.
my. Hey, I super chatted this the other day. I think Angie could be Mosa, but let me throw in 2 more characters. And I kind of spoke about this weeks and weeks and weeks ago. I don't think I super chatted it or highlighted it, but I do believe Oda, whether it's a flashback or whether somehow it just so happens, I think Lola is going to end up on Albath. She's either going to be in a flashback with Loki, which we're going to get soon. I do think we're getting a flashback with Loki within the next 5 chapters. Mark it down. That is a VP prediction. 2, I think it could be Chiffon, just another way to bring the Fire Tank Pirates back into the story. She's related to Loa. She would have been able to see Loki before when he proposed to Loa. So those are the 3 characters I have pinned down for Shaggy right now. Is Angie, Loa, or Chiffon? He's communicating with somebody. So the question is that person on Albath or is she not? And I think by the way the words are worded, it's a woman. I don't think it's a man.
I was thinking, could she be like you know how Road has like his like fish tank with the people in it? Maybe another giant has one and did something horrific, and then maybe Loki's trying to like save them or something. I don't know.
Osa was the one that he was in the call with. Oh, okay, right. That's another important thing too, though, because Mosa was saying like,
yeah, so
guy or whatever.
Remember when his servant brought him that demon
Loki? Yeah, that was like another sign that Loki's not like this totally evil person, where he's more like gray, because they were saying how Loki's like not a bad guy and stuff like that or whatever. I don't remember the words exactly.
Because he said, if I was free, I would destroy all your enemies, Mosa. So whoever this Mosa person is has to be under some kind of conflict. It could end up not being any of the 3 characters I thought about. It could literally be on an island, a woman that's on an island that holds a key position to the end of the story, perhaps with the interpretation of a mural, because she's part of an ancient civilization. She's the last survivor. Either way, I think Oda is definitely coming back to this. The way he comes back to this is going to be important.
Yeah, I probably have like an unappealing take, but I kind of would want to lean towards it being a new character, someone we don't currently know about. I feel like between a man or a woman, I actually don't know, because Shaggy is supposed to be like some kind of like hairy, big, kind of like dumb kind of idea of a person. Like that's how you would use Shaggy. As far as I understand,
no, they just mean Shaggy from Scooby Doo. They're Shaggy from stoner that hangs out with their dogs, man.
So Scooby Doo just died a few chapters ago. That's what you're telling me.
That's what you said. Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I will say we do see the snail that they're talking through, and usually the snails have like a resemblance to the person.
Yeah, some kind of aesthetic similar.
Yeah,
and he has like a beard and a mustache. He kind of looks like the elder. He has like a huge, like the snail has a huge beard, kind of similar to like not like as big as the elders literally, but it resembles similar to it, where it looks like a white old man's beard. Interestingly.
Yeah, so I want to highlight.
There was an old man, but like with Ange, like there was an old man who was like, "What's the hubbub?" Like right in like the panel that she was in when they were looking in the sky and they saw Shamrock and Gunko and they thought it was a bird. There was an old man that we haven't seen before who was shown.
You're not talking about the dude with like the bear costume walking around, right? Because I don't think they confirmed that to be Scopper. You guys remember? It was at the end of one of the chapters. It was like someone walking.
No.
Never confirmed that was Scopper.
In 1140, and like when we see the panel like after Gavan's done talking to Luffy and Zoro, pans to the kids at the Walrus Academy, and then like Ange is in the main frame, and then in the background the guy's like, "Oh, what's all the hubbub?" Like he has a weird speech and he has a bit, and then see the kids.
Well, he was saying Loki was also saying like, well, they were both like reminiscing on something that happened in the past that got them both really angry, and then Loki was like, if I was there, I would have slaughtered him. And then
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to do that. And then Loki's like, for a noble soul, you're too naive, Mosa, and stuff like that. And his view
I
of
think
like,
it's one page before that.
So one thing that came to my mind is like we constantly see like the trope in One Piece where like a character is not the most fond or has the best relationship with their biological father. They usually take after another man. Maybe Oda kind of remixes that with Loki, so he's not fond of his father, Harold, and this Shaggy guy is like his actual like ideal father.
I mean, that's a great possibility.
Maybe.
Because that seems to like fit the slots of what we're asking.
I just really feel like Shaggy's a woman. However, when you frame it the way you just framed it, I can't refute it because that's a trope that Oda has consistently done. I mean, we've got Dragon. He's Luffy's father, and Luffy sees Shanks more like a father. We have Shanks, who has Garland as a father, who sees Roger as a father. Ace with Roger, Whitebeard. So we've seen that over and over and over.
To be honest, I feel like Loki, if like, I always thought to myself like, what if Loki had was like Colin at one stage where like Colin looks up to Shanks, and what if when Loki was young, he had a figure like he had a human like who was like Shanks who he looked up to, and he acts like Colin when he's with that guy. That guy, like, because of how much he looks up to him, like, like he becomes like Colin with Shanks when he's talking to that guy. And it's someone who's very similar to Loki in the sense that they value war, they value combat, they value like just fighting. And Loki wanted to be like him. I'm not too sure.
Also, I wonder what the name means in the Japanese or like the Japanese version of the name. Maybe?
Yeah, I think it's Mosa. I'm pretty sure I saw. I think it was Sandman on Twitter. I'm pretty sure he said something like it being like hairy and like dumb or something like that.
This is something different, but yeah. This is saying African origin, but this isn't like Japanese, so I don't know what this is talking about.
But I think
Oda's been trying to nerf Loki in every capacity. Just like I hope the monster don't gang up on him, because I didn't like Luffy ganging up, trying to double team Gavin at this stage in the story. Like I wasn't fond of that, but like Loki is obviously injured from Shamrock and shit, and then he has the Sea Stone. If they like multiple like Sanji, Luffy, and Zoro fight him, like that will not be a good look personally. But
I mean, to me, it doesn't really mean anything because it's like, what gear is Luffy using? And if like 3 people fight him and completely body him, then it's like, doesn't really mean anything. It's just like if you compare like Shiki with Garp and Sengoku, people try to slander Garp because like, oh, they teamed up on him, but they take the context out because it was Sengoku's mission to stop him, but since he showed up to Marineford, they had to defend the base. And then on top of that, they were both holding back.
No, that was multiple years after. That was multiple years after.
Yeah, but they low diffed him. Like we already know that.
I mean, not necessarily, though.
I found the definition for Shaggy, and I think we're gonna wrap up here in a few minutes, but it does say good Viz translation. In official Viz, Loki called the mysterious person Shaggy, unlike the Japanese version Mosa. The term Mosa in Japanese conveys a sense of being hairy, clumsy, unrefined, or lacking sharpness, just like the appearance of his Den Mushi.
But yeah, that's pretty much confirming old man. Like old man, goofy, old man, clumsy old man, mistake.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap up here, guys. I just want to say thank you to Smokey, Elite One, Simon, SL. I want to thank them for hopping into this open mic. It's been a lot of fun, as well as the countless super chats and donations. Seriously, guys, it means so much to me. God bless all of you. Between L, Simon, Smokey, and then we just had JR Writer, Real Blackbeard Propagandist, and others. Thank you guys so much for being here. Of course, we'll be live again on Tuesday for the short summary of 1142, Wednesday for the long summary spoilers, and then Thursday, hopefully Thursday, for the chapter reaction. And then that following Sunday would be 1142 officials. And just to remind you guys, I will be going out of town for a few weeks, almost a month, after our 1142 official chapter reaction. I'll be away, and I'm gonna try my best, guys, to go live and to stream. No promises, but I'll try my best to go live. If I miss any chapters, then they'll be pushed back, they'll be delayed, and we'll catch up with them with chapter reactions. We'll work something out. But I just want to thank you guys for not only just being here, just hanging out, dropping theories, jokes, memes, roasting, and the bullying with Jabra and Charlos. Thank you guys so much. If SL, Elite One, Smokey, and Simon want to just say their goodbye, say their final piece, we could wrap it up here.
I was just gonna say, Elite One, I absolutely understand where you were coming from, and I know you left, but just in case you can still hear me. Yeah, I understand why you would be disappointed if Oda does have Loki fight the monster trio instead of Luffy, the Yonko, the captain. Like, I do get that, because I know that the consensus is, or a lot of people think lately, that Oda's been disrespecting Luffy. But, you know what I mean? How often are we going to see an opponent to see the Straw Hats team up like they did in Thriller Bark? So, I just got to say, man, I want the Straw Hats to team up. I want Oda to take Luffy out of the fight for some reason. He has to rush off somewhere to confront the Holy Knights. But, I do think we might see a Luffy Loki clash next chapter, but I would be okay if we don't.
All right, guys, let's say our goodbyes. I wish everyone here a beautiful and amazing weekend and week, a nice morning, day, or night, wherever you guys are. We do have hints rolling in for 1142, so if you guys are into the whole
I was
hints
going
and
to say
spoilers
that
thing,
too.
we got them rolling in. Shout out to Smokey. He was the first one, I'm pretty sure, to post something, which, by the way, someone started a thread. Let me delete that. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. God bless all of you. Have an amazing day. And we are saying goodbye. Peace, chat. Peace, everybody.